What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio. Yeah!
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Fair Monday, everybody. Yes, it's Fair Day. The Eastern New Mexico State Fair officially already open, but unofficially we'll get her open today with the big fair parade happening here in about 3 hours here on Main Street downtown. And then after that, game on. Welcome to the 99th Eastern New Mexico State Fair. They had the carnival preview this weekend. Actually, they started their first livestock shows over on Saturday, and I think the weather's going to cooperate. We didn't get all the rain I was thinking we're getting. Like, we got some, Friday and Thursday, a little bit, but not like the way they were talking. Like, we were going to get, 90%. I was like, we got some rain, but it wasn't nothing overwhelming or anything like that. It was nice rain, I think. There was a couple parts that got, but for the most part, wasn't bad. But anyway, it's game on for the fair. Everything is looking good, and hope all of you had a good weekend and are excited for a week of Eastern New Mexico State Fair. So, happy Fair Monday. It's a different kind of Monday. I mean, kids are off school today. A lot of people are enjoying the day off today. Not all of us, but a lot are, or will be at least taking part of the day off. I know a lot of our local merchants and things will close down here this morning, about 10 o'clock for the parade and everything else. And Main Street will fill with parade goers and floats and all that good stuff. But about 10 o'clock, all that's getting underway. So if you're just, the fair's not on your radar, you're just about going about your day, working and all that, please note that Main Street will be closed off here. Matter of fact, they'll probably start closing it here about 9. Usually, about 9:30, I think they start closing everything down. They already got the barricades, set up nearby, ready to slide in front of the streets and all that. But usually it's about 9:30. They'll do all that stuff. So be warned if you're, the fair parade's just off your radar altogether. You're like, what's going on here? That's what's going on. So, happy Monday. We're going to talk baseball and fair this Monday morning with you. Actually, this hour, we're going to play an interview we had commissioner of your Roswell Invaders, Andrew Dunn, joined us last, I believe it was Thursday. He popped in for a little bit. We had a great conversation with him. So we're going to play that interview for you here in just a little bit, about 7:15 or so. Then in the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, we're going to play our interview. Last week, Travis Hicks joined us. He's on the Eastern New Mexico State Fair Board. I believe he's treasurer, I think is his official title. But anyway, he joined us, talked fair, and talked all about some of the changes and everything out there. So I thought I'd replay that interview for you. So get you a little bit more into the fair state of mind. And then to cement that, in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to play our interview we had on Friday. Adrian Ragsdale, Josh Ragsdale, and Sergio Jimenez joined us, and we talked all about the entertainment, all the great bands and concerts that are going to be happening at this week's Eastern New Mexico State Fair. So I'm going to play that interview for you in the 9 o'clock hour, talking about all the great country and Spanish music and a little rock and roll, a little bit of swing, a little bit of everything. Going to be out there at the fair this week. So we talked all about that with Josh and Adrian and Sergio. So we're going to play that for you about 9:15 or so this morning. Plus, we'll play all of your other features that include the news, both of the local and national variety. It is Monday. We will have your Roswell Livestock Report with Smiley Wooten for you here in just a few minutes as well. And whatever else we can come up with for this show today. Sean Smalls, he's going to be fairbound, so look for him in the parade. He may be, if he's not at the Wool Bowl, he probably will be pretty soon. I know they're over there getting everything ready for the parade. I know Chris, I saw a picture on Facebook this morning. I was up because I got online, and usually one of the first things I do, when I'm in the morning, is just kind of check out, see what's happening in the world. And I saw a thing about the sheriff's department. Someone escaped from the jail about midnight, sounds like last night. I shared that on Facebook. And then I saw our young Chris. I say young, he's like my age. But anyway, say Chris was getting our big giant radio all shiny and ready for the parade here this morning. So I was like, man, he's up before I am. God bless him, because I get up early enough. I love doing radio, but they keep putting these morning shows in the morning. I don't know why they keep doing this, but anyway. So we got all that going on for you today. It is 11 minutes after 7 o'clock. Let's go ahead and take a look at that weather officially. Here he is, Steve, your meteorologist with the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We've got high pressure in place covering most of our state for now, so things look good today. Fairly comfortable temperatures will stay around 85 on the afternoon high across the whole.
Guess that's all he had to say about that. Got cut off there. All right, I'll finish up. Currently 54 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 80%. Winds are in fact calm at the moment. Sunny today, mid-80s for a high, 85 officially, with northeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear skies with an overnight low of 55 degrees. Southeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. For you Tuesday, another perfect day. Sunny skies, highs right around 85. North winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Yeah, it's pretty good, huh? For tomorrow night, mostly clear with an overnight low of 55, southeast winds 5 to 10. Wednesday, another great day. Mostly sunny, highs right around 84, southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Someone put in a good weather forecast for the fair. We got a good one this week, looks like. Sunny on Thursday, high of 88. Friday, mostly sunny, high of 91. So warming up for the back half of the week, but mid-80s and sunny for most of the fair, looks like. Saturday, sunny 91, sunny on Sunday with a high of 88. So we're going to be in the mid-80s, upper 80s there for the back half of the week, but not too bad for fair weather here. Is that Chamber of Commerce weather? Are we officially in that? I don't know what the parameters are on Chamber of Commerce weather versus fair weather and all. I don't know. I'd have to get my Farmer's Almanac or something to get that stuff. But anyway, weather's going to be great for the fair, and make sure you make plans to get out there. All right, it is 7:14. Let's go ahead and get you into your Roswell Livestock Report for your Monday morning with Smiley Wooten. We'll take a quick commercial break. And then on the other side of the break, our interview we had Thursday, Andrew Dunn, commissioner for the Roswell Invaders, joined us. Talked a little bit about the season, Roswell Invaders season, talked about what's upcoming here and just navigating through COVID and really they did a lot of amazing things this season. We just talked about it. So our conversation with Commissioner Andrew Dunn on the other side. Don't go away.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A good October run this week following some decent rain showers in the drawing area and a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially high-quality native calves, light yearlings, and young 2 to 3 year old Open cows, we expect to sell 1,350 head. Breaking down like this: 150, 175 weighing cows and bulls, 175, 200 young 2-year-old open cows and heifers, 100 to 150 cow-calf pairs and bred cows, 800, 900 calves and yearlings today sale. Will include 26 cow-calf pairs, the Diamond A Western Division Animas, New Mexico, X-quality black Angus and Brangus cross cows with Angus calves at side. These cows 2 to 3 years old, 190 open 2 and 3 year olds off the same ranch. X-quality black Angus and Brangus crosses, thin to medium condition, 2 to 3 year olds. Most of these have had calves weaned off of them. 78 yearling steers, Barrow Cattle Company, Andrews, Texas. X-quality yearling Hereford steers, 2 rounds of shots, medium condition, right off grass, 700, 800 pounds. 96 calves, Miss Carol Coker, Daddle, New Mexico. X-quality 90% black white face Angus cross calves. Cattle Master 5 7-way at Brandon, 500, 600 pounds. 35 calves, 3 Rivers Cattle Company, Tularosa, New Mexico. Excellent quality black Angus crossbreds. Bovinshield Gold 1 shot 7-way at Brandon, 400, 550 pounds. 40 calves, Marley and Marley here north of Roswell. Excellent quality black white face Angus cross calves. Cattle weaned 45 to 60 days, medium condition, 375, 500 pounds. 37 calves, Mr. Larry Nelson, Pintada, New Mexico. X-quality 90% black white face Angus cross calves, shots at Brandon, 400, 550 pounds. And 23 calves, Mr. Matthew Connell, Mountain Air, New Mexico. X-quality black white face Angus cross calves, shots at Brandon, 375, 475 pounds. 15 to 20 babies and roping size calves for today. Sale time this morning 9 o'clock. Sell pairs bred cows 10:30. Be selling calves and yearlings about 11. We expect to sell 1,350 head here today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
New Mexico Cattle Growers Association is the voice of New Mexico's beef industry since 1914, representing producers from the Roundhouse in Santa Fe to the halls of Congress. Wherever the arena, regulatory, statutory, or the courts, New Mexico Cattle Growers Association is here to serve the livestock industry faithfully, supporting our youth, the leaders of tomorrow, through scholarships, internships, and heritage contests. Find them on Facebook, Instagram, or online at nmagriculture.org.
Well, the Eastern New Mexico State Fair is coming up, and while a lot of people associate the fair with rides, funnel cakes, and feeling queasy, the FFA and 4-H kids are all thinking about their animals. You see, these kids are the first to tell you, our food doesn't come from the supermarket, it comes from the farms and ranches. And they've been working hard all year, raising up their animals and hoping for blue ribbons. This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company, reminding you a lot more happens in the country than just stealing watermelons. Or maybe that was just me.
New Mexico Wool Growers, Inc. is the oldest trade organization in the state, promoting and cultivating the production of wool, mohair, sheep, and goats. New Mexico has a long history of sheep herding and wool production. New Mexico Wool Growers, Inc. encourages the future of the industry through sponsorship of the Shepherd and Sheep Wool Lead. Learn more about New Mexico Wool Growers at nmagriculture.org or call 505-247-0584. Like most people, you're busy enjoying your life and taking care of today's priorities. But it's a good idea to think about your future. Will you have enough income to enjoy a comfortable lifestyle down the road? Time flies, so it's never too soon to create a financial strategy for your future. A super check from your local Farm Bureau agents can help make sure you're on track. Take control of your future and call Farm Bureau agents Caleb Grant, Jeff Weathers, and Chad Holloway in Roswell at 575-755-FBFS.
Coming to the Liberty, Saturday and Sunday, October 9th and 10th. Don't miss an evening with Chris Kattan.
I was on Tinder not too long ago, and I was like looking for a date and stuff. So I put down, I was like, I gotta put my name down and throw a photo of me, of myself, and I put down Chris Kattan, and somebody wrote back, how do I know that this is me, Chris Kattan? I was like, why would I pretend I'm Chris Kattan?
You've seen him on SNL and from hit movies like Night at the Roxbury and Corky Romano. Now see him live at the Liberty with 2 nights worth of shows. Saturday and Sunday, October 9th and 10th at the Liberty in Roswell. Tickets are now available. Get yours before they're gone.
Dude, put down your Matt Damon. No, put Chris Kattan. That'll get it.
For information on how to become a member, visit thelibertyinc.com. Get your tickets now for an evening with Chris Kattan, Saturday and Sunday, October 9th and 10th at the Liberty in Roswell.
Douglas, thank you so much for coming.
Being in the Army National Guard is about more than just serving your country. It's about being there for your community when your neighbors need you most. The Army National Guard makes college affordable. Serving part-time lets you attend school full-time while you take advantage of education benefits that can help you graduate debt-free. If a civilian career is your goal, serving part-time allows you to work at a full-time job. The skills, qualities, and contacts you'll develop in the Guard can open doors to a great civilian career. Want to serve but worried about being away from friends and family? Part-time service in the Army National Guard allows you to serve close to home. Serving in the Army National Guard lets you have the life you want while you enjoy the many benefits of serving your community and nation. You owe it to yourself to learn more about how the Army National Guard can fit into your life. Visit NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The world's oldest chewing gum dates back to at least 5,000 years. After chewing it, they stuck it at the bottom of their desk. Here's Mike Winters.
And welcome back to the morning show. And joining us in studio this morning is a commissioner of your Roswell Invaders, Andrew Dunn, with us. Morning, sir. How you doing today?
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for spending some time with us. Appreciate it. Well, like we were talking here just a minute ago, despite all the hurdles, this was an amazing season for the Invaders. They did a lot of things that I think a lot of people weren't expecting them to do this year. Is that a pretty fair statement?
I think it's a statement of a real roller coaster. People say they have a roller coaster. These guys had a double dare roller coaster, level 5 roller coaster. They, beginning part of the season, they could not find pitching.
Yeah.
And they were just fought to stay in it, then they rebounded to stay in the race, to get in the race. You get in the race, and then you fall just short, and then COVID not only helped them, it almost thrust them to a championship. So it was an odd deal, and they're a great group of guys. The people that support this team are the best we have, and I'm glad for that. I'm glad that it happened the way it happened, and it was tough on us as a league, but at the end of the day, I'm glad that it happened to the Invaders versus, they go home. We're not talking here. It's just didn't make the playoffs, missed it by a half game versus, hey man, they had this run. They beat Alpine. In just a war of a series. Then they go to Garden City, beat them in a war of a series. Go to Tucson. They're a bad inning away from winning the entire league. Tucson's our best team in the league. There's no doubt, but they, struggled in there and just ultimately
they gave them a run.
They gave them a run. And that's it.
And let's face it, that championship series was there in Tucson in front of a great crowd, home for Tucson, obviously, but and that's a lot of variables to even still overcome and everything else. I do want to ask, because I think you almost find better teams when you've got turmoil. And what I mean by that, it's like if you've got a bunch of all-star players, it's not that great of an achievement to say you went through something. But when you get a group of guys that you just give them and they still come out on the other side smelling like a rose, I mean that says a lot for team chemistry. That says a lot from the mettle of the players on that team. You know what I mean? That you learn a lot about your team in a scenario like this than you would if everything was going perfect, I guess. Is that, I mean...
You're exactly right, but I want to take this a step back, and this Pecos League's in divisions. You got the Division 4, which is, Colorado Springs, Salina, Garden City, and Trinidad, and then this Division of 4 is Santa Fe, Roswell, Alpine, Tucson, and then the California Division. So the way it worked is everybody played everybody, and it was a situation where Roswell could not beat Alpine. I think they lost 12 in a row. And they're done.
And that's hard to do because
it's hard at this
when
level,
you play a team that many times,
you got to beat them once.
Yeah, you got to,
And the problem is Santa Fe couldn't beat Roswell. So it turned into one of those old NHL classics.
Yeah.
the Capitals couldn't beat the Islanders, and the Islanders couldn't beat the Bruins, whatever you want to say. So it balanced to keep them around, and people were joking with Lance. Lance was trying to change the schedule. Couldn't beat Alpine.
Yeah.
Couldn't beat them. And then Tucson, towards the end, clinched things and kind of laid down. And they didn't want Roswell in the playoffs because they know they're going to manhandle Alpine. They're going to manhandle Santa Fe.
Sure.
So they won that one game, which would have eliminated the Invaders, and then they didn't need to win again. And so they laid down.
So you kind of did what no one wanted you to do, kind of thing.
Well,
as a team,
you do, and then and honestly, if Santa Fe would have won one more game, they would have ellipsed. I mean, it's kind of like, okay, the top two teams make the. Oh, guess what? Now the top three teams make the playoffs,
mm-hmm.
but that's not what you're playing for. So, when is a scenario like this ever going to happen? I mean, but not only was it liked. Everyone was thrilled.
Mm-hmm.
Even the Santa Fe people said it was great. You hate to make a change, but people in California, they think very differently about this COVID thing, and people can use it as an excuse.
And the Pecos League's got multiple states that you've got to deal with.
Yeah, 6 California teams
and everything else. Yeah.
Well, they start saying COVID, and then the city manager's saying we can't play on a field. And as a league, we had enough of it. We said, okay, you just play each other. Bakersfield will play. Originally, it was going to be the Invaders, and then Tucson took that spot. It was the perfect season with what the cards were dealt.
Sure.
And the Invaders were the class act of that perfect season. Had they won, it would have been even better.
Sure.
But I think it's positive, and I think people have to like the guys and the way it went.
So let me ask you this: after looking back at this season, what's the lessons learned for? I mean, really, as a league and as a team, what do you take from this season, and what do you use moving forward, and what do you scrap?
I think you have to respond to COVID immediately. All those news, those major cities news networks,
mm-hmm.
they don't cover us regularly.
Sure.
COVID comes out. There's ABC, all these, cities from Bakersfield, whatever, and it's like they're looking for a story on COVID, and if it happens, I mean, I don't know, are we going to have COVID anymore? Is it going to be around a year from now?
Right.
I think you have to be prepared for immediate action, but you want to do the right thing and take your time to make action.
Sure.
But it's kind of like you don't want to end these guys' season either. These guys have played all year. You don't want to end their season because of COVID. I thought the North Carolina State thing was what we kept getting back to, and they just ended their season.
Yeah.
Guy gets COVID. Hey, your career's over. Good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't want to have that happen.
People don't realize the impact these kind of things happen down the chain.
We appreciate these young men's effort, and we're going to let them play it off.
Yeah.
Because we have that ability to do that. I mean, COVID, if any of these people were at risk, we wouldn't play.
Mm-hmm.
Our people are not at risk because of COVID. Our players, our spectators. We played an entire season 2020.
Didn't have any issues.
No issues.
Nothing. Yeah.
Played
it can be done.
I mean, so
proved it.
I think glad to be here. This is 12 years of being in your city.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
I know. It's going by quick.
Yeah,
it's
it seems like we're always like a new thing. You're like, okay, well, what, but no, 12 years. And it's the only team in the Pecos League that's played every year.
Wow.
Because they played in 2020.
So so what's, as far as the league going, do you see it getting more teams and things?
Going to
here?
Texas, actually.
Yeah, so it's going to be expanding into
Central
Texas.
Nice. and leaving, obviously we're not going back to Salina.
Sure.
And, the one Colorado team's got real questions. So going to go to Texas, keep the exact amount of teams. Just always looking for the best options. And the longer that we're doing this, the less options there are for baseball for these towns at a pro, college, semi-pro type level.
Absolutely.
It's either minor league baseball or us, or some college summer leagues. But the towns now that want things desperately want something like this. But it's really hard to do one of these teams. It takes a lot of effort, and look here. The effort that's been put in by so many people here.
Absolutely. And it takes the community. The support that, like your host families and things that help and house some of our players and things like that. Without that kind of support, you guys can't operate.
Without the Ron Smiths of the world and the Swensons and all of our host families and all the people that do all this work and Vicky Stringer and everybody. It's just and Jeff Gunn. Jeff Gunn's only missed 3 games.
Wow, and he's over there running all the NIMI.
He's running everything.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, so you just have. We fit your sports community. You have NIMI, you have all your high school stuff, and in the summer, we're the only ones that'll go outside. It's so hot. So, is that accurate? Or?
You know what? That's pretty spot on.
So,
now I can see why people, the players probably prefer the lime green uniform because it's probably way cooler than the blue one.
But the blue ones are better looking. They're better sellers.
They are sharp. I love
and
those.
They're more professional. But the lime greens are much cooler. You're spot on. That's where the Navy ones in Santa Fe, or Trinidad.
They're pretty though. I mean, that's the one I don't. I got my blue. And that's the one I prefer. But it's great to see that you're having the success, and this team is. It looks like it's cemented for a bright future here, and hopefully we're just talking bigger and better things and more exposure, more teams coming into the league, and because with more of that, obviously that's more eyeballs on the league, which means more chances for these players to move up, and because every single one of them, their ultimate goal is to play in the majors. They're not doing it at this level for just the fun of it. I mean, they are, but they all have aspirations of being a Major League Baseball player.
Well, while they're playing for the Invaders, they're playing for the Invaders.
Sure.
And back to the point on the league that to harp on that's important is, one time we had 7 New Mexico teams. And, ultimately your exposure point, when you look at the populations, I know you're going to check, is Raton bigger than Bakersfield? I'll have to let you check on that one.
I'm going to say no.
Okay, so it's not. So,
yeah, I'm going to get just to take a guess.
When you have that type of exposure difference, and
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So that's the thing with the cities. People harp on it all the time. Well, what happened to all the New Mexico teams? Alamogordo is the one we were in the longest. They had the major league players and everything, but they had some city issues down there. With things, and their budgets went haywire.
Sure. And let's face it, I'm sure COVID killed them. Any chances that some teams were kind of or cities were on the fence about. That went immediately to the back burner.
They were the first ones to send us a termination letter. As a matter of fact, the only ones. Alamogordo sent us a letter saying we won't be playing, and we're like, Captain Obvious is right here in the chair with me. we realize we won't be playing. Thank you, Alamogordo, for our letter.
Sure.
And obviously we weren't going to play anywhere. We did play in Texas, and that gets asked the most is Pupfish. I mean, they were a historical team in this league, and you're right. It just wants to get back off the mat with COVID.
Sure.
And city money that has to go in a ballpark. Where's that money going to come from?
Sure. They ain't got the spare money right now. Nobody does.
Nobody does.
They don't have the employees either. I mean, that's the other thing.
And here's just a kind of unique situation with Joe Bauman. There's a lot of rumors of, what was going to happen to Joe Bauman. And the city reassured me city is not selling it to either the high school or the fairgrounds.
Yeah, because it's used not just by the Invaders. It's used by our high schools. It's used by
ultimately, it could be an event center.
Yeah.
We're working on getting a full-time beer license out there.
Sure. And I think that would be good for that area too. I think we have.
It's not that far. That's our new team slogan.
Well, it's in town,
but from you. But I mean, everyone says, "Well, whoa, it's like we're going to." It's far.
Okay, you live at the north end. It's what, 10 miles maybe to the south end.
You tell somebody that.
They
tell Jeff Gunn actually.
But okay. Well, he doesn't like to get up early either.
No, he doesn't. Jeff's the greatest person in the history of this team or league, by the way. Jeff, I hope you somehow listen to this.
He checks in from time to time.
Jeff can do anything and be half asleep, and he does stats, announcing. I mean, he was the first person to do broadcasting in our league, Meredix. Got it figured out.
Excellent. Yeah, he's a jack of all trades when it comes to that stuff. But as long as you don't catch him at 7 in the morning.
Right. We play at 7 p.m. and he's great. It's just been great, and that's what I'm saying. We've had the same people here. Vicky and him have been here really since day one. And
well, that's probably the secret to success and the longevity. I mean, if you've got good people that are there, then things happen.
And some of these cities can't keep the people like you can.
Sure.
That's,
it's the key. If you get a good base of good, strong support, then sky's the limit. It really
and the
is.
formula, we used to play 64. Now we play 54 games. That helps only having 27 versus having 40 home games.
Sure.
It's a big difference going out there for X amount. So
it's a grind.
It's a grind.
And yeah, it's
on everyone.
It's fun and exciting the first 20 games or so,
Right.
but after a while, you're like, all right, I'm ready for a weekend off.
Right, exactly. And we give them that. Our schedules vary, so I just say, looking forward, we just want to. I mean, we're just trying to keep it going. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. If we can have a season like this last season repetitively, we'd be, or even the season before. The 19 season was good.
Sure.
We've had pretty much of the 12 years we've done baseball, all the years I would say, except maybe one, were good years.
Yeah, there's a quality product on the field every time the Invaders take them
And that's
out.
just been amazing, especially now with all these cities and options these guys have. That people would want to come and play at Joe Bauman.
Sure,
city's great, people are great, but I mean, look at the ballparks in this league.
Absolutely.
And then look at just the high school ballparks in New Mexico alone. Forget our league,
right?
And then compare Joe Bauman to them.
Yeah.
And see where you stack up. And I can tell you, it is what it is. But the players come, and
absolutely,
that's all that matters. So,
well, I mean, maybe someday we're at the point where you get a park, traveling Isotopes Park here or something.
I love it. Yeah. Well, the city is committed to it, and that's great. So
absolutely. Well, the season, we're in the off season here, but fans probably go to keep tabs on the Invaders Facebook and of course their website.
The diehards do.
Yes, keep that way when the schedules come out. Of course, if you want to get your Invaders swag, you can always go to the Roswell Invaders website and get there.
It's just crazy how many people buy that stuff.
Well, we're lucky because we have a city that's internationally known, and and you do some good imaging and logos on it. People are gonna embrace that pretty quickly. So definitely want to adopt that sort of thing.
Sure, no, and they do, and it's been great. So yeah, so the thing people want to know is schedule, players, what minor moves we might make. With the Texas thing, that's a big deal. I mean, so it's supposed to be supposed to happen. It's supposed to be in Austin, Texas. It's a small town in between Dallas and San Antonio. Look
not quite as big as Taos.
Yeah,
but,
not quite as big as Taos. So. But that's what the rumor is, and you'll believe a rumor when you see it. And then there's another town that goes with it that's right there on I-10, and that just replaces Salina and one of those other teams which no one cared about anyways.
Sure.
I don't think the Invaders ever went there. So
yeah, well, it's you never know what sticks sometimes. And
but
what
the meat
doesn't,
of the deal, the Alpine, Roswell, Santa Fe, Tucson is intact.
That's a core. That's
Trinidad and Garden City. Those 6 teams
they're
are
staples.
The Pecos League.
Yeah, they're the icons. They're
the Ratones, the Las Vegases. They rotate. They've rotated in the wheel.
When times are good, they're in, but when times are bad, they got to take a back seat.
Right, and you have to have X amount for travel and these guys. But no, I really appreciate you having us on
anytime,
and we'll grab our guys on about May and
get them back, and we'll talk some X's and O's and some.
Now you're not related to Mr. Brad Winters.
I am not. No relation.
Really? Okay, he's great for us. He's
I've talked with him before and everything, but
excellent.
no relation whatsoever. No, actually, Winters is a radio name. I go by Sisson in real world. So
okay, there you go. Well, hey, I see you got some.
I'm from DC area, so I grew up as a Redskins fan and a Caps fan.
Can't say Redskins anymore.
That's I'm not supposed to, but they stink so bad right now. I don't think anybody cares. So.
Right.
Andrew, as always, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Like I said, we can't wait to start getting in the season, firing back up here in the spring and getting it going. So
thank you very much.
All right, take care.
I'm Jared Cirillo. An 18-year-old man was apprehended Friday afternoon by Roswell police within minutes of a shooting in which police say he killed his roommate after an argument. Chavis Lewis Thomas is charged with second-degree murder, tampering with evidence, and possession of a controlled substance. He's now being held at the Chaves County Detention Center without bond, pending an arraignment in court. Police had been called at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon Friday to a residence in the 700 block of East Bland Street, where Thomas and the victim, 20-year-old
On 60 Minutes last night, a former Facebook data scientist and anonymous whistleblower revealed her identity, and she accused Facebook of allowing foreign governments to use fake accounts to fraudulently influence the public, and failed to remove false information, some of which contributed to the January 6th Capitol attack. But it gets worse. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by ExpressVPN. Protect your online privacy like it's your baggage at the airport. Get an extra 3 months free at expressvpn.com/Kim. Her name is Sophie Zhang, and she says the worst you've heard about Facebook is all true. The company acts with no or little management oversight. Low-level data analysts have control and censorship power over world leaders. Zhang says she was fired from Facebook after bringing this to the company's attention. She says that Facebook offered her $64,000 to keep quiet, but she turned it down. If it is true, it's not the end of Facebook, but perhaps Zuckerberg's position as CEO is in jeopardy. Get tech news at commando.com. Big data is getting small and wide. According to Gartner, by 2025, 70% of organizations will completely shift to their data strategy. How can you stay ahead of what's next? The W.P. Carey School of Business at Arizona State University, where I graduated, offers a master's in business analytics ranked top 10 in the nation by U.S. News & World Report, ahead of Columbia, Harvard, and Northwestern. Earn your master's in as little as 9 months, full-time, online, or in a hybrid format with virtual evening classes and some weekend sessions at the new ASU California Center in downtown LA. There's nowhere better to prepare yourself for what's next than ASU. Named the most innovative university in the country by U.S. News for 6 years in a row. If you're working in a data field or you want to shift careers, prepare to lead data strategy with W.P. Carey's Masters in Business Analytics. Learn more at asuanalytics.com. That's asuanalytics.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We've got high pressure in place covering most of our state for now, so things look good today. Fairly comfortable temperatures. Will stay around 85 on the afternoon high across the whole area, and we should get sunshine through the afternoon. Looks like mid-50s overnight and clear, and then we're in the mid to upper 80s and a sunny day coming up for us again tomorrow. Partly cloudy Tuesday night, fair on Wednesday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. Forecasters are saying September new auto sales fell around 25% from last year as chip shortages and other part supply disruptions cut into the selection on dealer lots and raised prices once again to record levels. That sent many frustrated customers to the sidelines to wait out a shortage that has hobbled the industry since late last year. Inflation has reached new highs in the United States and Europe as rising energy prices and supply bottlenecks restrain an economic recovery from the pandemic in both economies. The U.S. Commerce Department reported Friday that prices rose 4.3% in August from a year earlier. On Wall Street, the Dow up 482 points, closing at 34,326. The Nasdaq gained 118 to 14,566, and the S&P 500 up 49 points to 4,357. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Don't miss the amazing concerts at this year's Eastern New Mexico State Fair, October 4th through the 9th. On October 6th at 7 p.m., it's Colton Dixon. On October 7th, it's Grupo Maldad, Los Consentidos del Norte de Ciudad Juárez, and Los Tremendos León. On Friday, don't miss the Dirty River Boys.
Used to walk down Santa Fe Street, had a quarter in my hand and a fake ID.
Sundance Head.
You're gonna love her, leave her. Wow.
Jody Nick.
Cross the alley from the Alamo when the summer sun starts to settle low.
And Sherry Rowe.
By way of Southwest.
Then on Saturday, Edición de Rancho, Conjunto Bengala, and Los Culpables y su estilo diferente. For a complete list of events at this year's fair, log on to enmsf.com.
Times are changing, and today's funerals aren't always the sad and solemn events you might expect. This is Gabriel Casaus from Lagrone Funeral Chapel. Along with hymns and scriptures, today's funeral services are often filled with fish stories, country songs, and a joke or two, golf clubs and hot rods, favorite recipes, and kitchen disasters. At Lagrone Funeral Chapel, we believe a funeral should reflect your loved one's personality, passion, and sense of humor. When you lose a loved one, we're here, because at Lagrone Funeral Chapel and Crematory, we make it personal.
900 South Main, Roswell.
As the school year comes to an end and COVID restrictions start to ease, don't lose sight of the lessons learned. Cover your cough, positive personal hygiene, respect one another, show and tell others you love them. Fiscal and social responsibility are great ways to show your love. This is Damon Graham, your local New York Life agent. I can help you show your love to others. Call me at 575-623-0803 so we can determine how you best can show your love. Expect to be blessed.
Roswell Skin Center, a brand new state-of-the-art facility located in the 400 Penn Plaza building here in Roswell, is now accepting new patients. Dr. Brandon Cometti and his team offer a full range of skin care services, including general dermatology, surgical and cosmetic procedures, including cutting-edge laser rejuvenation, Botox, filler, laser hair removal, chemical peels, and other non-invasive options to improve skin health and turn back the hands of time. Call and schedule your appointment at Roswell Skin Center today, 208-2509. That's 208-2509.
What makes a company a true success? It's the people in the company that make all the difference. So offering your employees better health insurance only makes good business sense. True Health New Mexico gives them access to more than 10,000 providers and a truly huge list of low or no-cost prescription medicines, all at a cost that lets you stay true to your employees and to your bottom line. Visit us at TrueHealthNewMexico.com. It's a true investment in your greatest assets, your people. So true.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday, to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster service.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Bamboo plants can grow up to 36 inches in a day. So if you're told you're growing like a weed, you can say, "No, I'm growing like a bamboo." Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:46. Got a few minutes to chit-chat for the top of the hour here. Of course, the Eastern New Mexico State Fair is it's happening this week. Got the parade happening here at 10 o'clock this morning. I imagine we've already got the floats and other parade entries are starting to gather at the Wool Bowl right now. And they will get underway at 10 o'clock this morning. And they're going to pop on out onto Main Street right there by College. And then head south on Main Street through downtown and then go to about the Ashley Home Store on South Main there. And that's about, so anywhere on Main Street between College and the Ashley Home Store, get you a good spot there on Main Street. You have good. Now, the main part where the judges are and all of that will be there in front of the courthouse lawn. So if there's any performances or anything associated with any of the floats in this year's parade, that all will happen right in front of the courthouse lawn, in front of the judges' trailer and everything there. So just a tip, that's probably where most people are going to be gathering. But if you're kind of not into, rubbing elbows, everybody, you can get farther north or south there on Main and get you a good spot for the parade there. So, but anyway, it gets underway about 10 o'clock this morning. I'm not going to lie. This is there's like a bevy of television that's out now that I want to kind of check out or have been wanting to check out or checked out. And I'm still behind. I still got quite a few I want to check out, but one of the movies I did check out over the weekend that I think it debuted on HBO Max and in theaters Friday the 1st. It's Friday the 1st, I think it was. But debuted on Friday. And the movie I'm talking about is The Sopranos television show. They made an offshoot movie called The Many Saints of Newark. And it's kind of a prequel to the Sopranos television show. Now, peel back the curtain. I'm a fan of gangster movies and mob stuff. The Godfathers are great. Well, the first Godfather and second are great movies, like everybody else. Third one, not so much. But I love Casino and Goodfellas and those movies. Even The Irishman on Netflix, big fan. Loved it. Love all those movies. Sopranos as a television, loved the show. I was like everybody else, upset with the ending but I'm a fan. I love those mafia gangster movies and things. They're fun to watch every once in a while. So I was looking forward to The Many Saints of Newark because I loved Sopranos, loved it when it came out, I was like, all right, I'm all in now. This movie, and basically it's a precursor, a prequel to Sopranos. It follows in the 50s and 60s of when the families were when they were running Jersey and leading up to when Tony Soprano kind of showing his youth. And it really follows around Chris Maldesante. If you remember him from the day, his dad, he's kind of one of the main guys in this story. Tony as a kid is also he goes from a younger kid, maybe 10, 12 to I'm guessing close to 16, 18 by the time the movie ends. And I believe the kid that plays Tony Soprano, the older kid, the more 16, 18-year-old version, I believe is James Gandolfini's kid. Because I kept looking at him when he's older. I'm like, man, they got a guy that looks like in his face, he looks like James Gandolfini. And then I was seeing the credits and I saw a Gandolfini in there. I didn't look it up to confirm, but I think the older kid version of Anthony Soprano, Tony Soprano, is his son, is Gandolfini's kid. And I will say this about the movie. Overall, not good. The acting, I think, is great. The story is like some parts of the stories where, like, if you're a Sopranos fan, like if you love the Sopranos and love the the characters and some of the that stuff, which that's a great part of the Sopranos. The characters within it are what make that show. Even if you watch the was it James Chase or Vincent Chase or whatever his name is, the guy that writes the Sopranos. I mean, obviously the ending of that was, people are still mad about that, whether if it's artistic or cop out or whatever, the fade to black thing. I don't know if he's I don't know if he knows how to write endings. Because I watched the ending of this and it didn't really have an ending. It just kind of ended again. And the story, it's like it's an interesting story, but they don't know how to finish it. And I think the guy that writes The Sopranos, I think that's his problem. He doesn't know how to finish stories. He could set the table. He can make this whole elaborate universe and get you into it. But I don't know if he knows how to finish a story. I don't know if it's just he's held too hard to these characters. I don't know. But even with this movie, I felt like I didn't get a satisfying payoff. Now, I imagine they're setting this up to create a whole universe like all these other franchises out there, and now there's going to be a whole like Sopranos universe, and we're going to see different stories from that, maybe more modern, past the Sopranos era, to some of the people afterwards, if there's any left. I'm trying to think, everybody die, or there might be a couple left. Maybe, you don't know, because the way they ended it, if the whole family got it or not, we don't know. So you kind of wonder how they're going to take that. But if you're a fan of The Sopranos, if you loved The Sopranos, then you're probably going to like, or at least tolerate the Many Saints of Newark movie. You see younger versions of the characters from the Sopranos show, some of the big name characters that were actually older than Tony, like his consigliere, his best friends, those guys that you see in the show. You're seeing younger versions of those guys, and and that was kind of neat. Some of the, I will say, like I said, the way they end the story is not good. I did enjoy some of you kind of understand, like when you watch the show and now some of the things that happened in the show and the way people's characters did things in the show, the movie gives you a better look into why they make the decisions they make, and because because it's prequel, like Tony's mom, she's prevalent in this, and then Uncle Junior, if you remember him from the show, and his relationship with Tony's mom in the show and all that, you're seeing prequels to all of that in this movie, and that's kind of neat. and you get to. Matter of fact, the guy that plays Tony's dad is, I can't remember the actor's name, but he's the Punisher on Netflix. He was in The Walking Dead. I can't remember the guy's name, but if you know those, you know exactly who I'm talking about. He plays Tony's dad in the movie, and to be honest, Tony's dad's not it's more Chris Moltisante's uncle that's the bigger, and even in the way the movie portrays it, more of the influence there. And of course, I guess I shouldn't. Although you should know by now, but Chris Moltisante's character in the TV show, well, it doesn't end well for him. But he actually starts to narrate the movie. When you first turn on the movie, the first voice you hear is Chris Moltisante. Of course, he's dead. Sorry, spoiler alert from the TV show. But and he's kind of talking about, you know, my Uncle Tony and and this and that, and I think he's kind of the main narrator throughout the movie, although he's only in the beginning and I think or towards the middle and the end there. But there's other narrators in the movie, but the kind of the main one is the guy that plays Chris Moltisante. I can't remember his name either. But overall, the story, like after I finished watching, I didn't feel like, man, that was a great movie. I just felt like, well, man, that just ended. I didn't feel like I had a satisfying, you know, full closure, full circle, just like The Sopranos. You walk away wanting more and wanting to understand what's going on, and the movie does the same thing. I got a feeling that the Chase guy, the guy Vincent Chase or Jack, whatever his name is, the guy that created Sopranos, I really think he just doesn't know how to finish. Or I don't know if it's like these characters are like his babies and he can't kill them. I don't know, but he doesn't know how to end stories, or he doesn't like to end stories, and he likes to leave you guessing. Maybe it's by design. I don't know, but it's infuriating. But I'm guessing we're going to see more of those at some point here. I don't know. But if you like Sopranos, go check it out. If you do not like Sopranos, you're definitely not going to like it. Not that Mike Imperiale. Yeah, that's the guy that plays Chris Moltisante. Thank you, Chris, for telling me about Chris. But it is exactly what it is. It's if you loved The Sopranos, if you loved all that, you're going to like the movie because it gives you more insight, more, you know, peel back the curtain and seeing the younger days of all these characters that you kind of fell in love with during the Sopranos show. And that part of the movie I liked. I liked seeing, you know, especially, you know, like the hangouts they have in the TV show, and you see them in the movie and so that part was cool. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, that was cool, but just their ending, I don't know. Didn't like the way they did it. Some other things I'm looking to check out. I definitely am looking for. I still haven't seen Cry Macho yet. I want to see that movie. I don't know what it is. I think it's especially Clint Eastwood movies now. You know, when you look at the Richard Jewell movie and the Mule and even the Gran Torino movies, they're all great movies, but these aren't like lighthearted, you know, kickback movies. These are emotional, you know, dealing with real world things, and you're kind of so. Anytime those movies exist, I got to get myself in a mindset. You know, I like to watch movies to, you know, get out of my head for a little bit. And I don't know if those get you out of your head or put you back in it. I don't know. But I'm going to check it out because I'm a pretty big fan of most Clint Eastwood movies. Most. I always say most because I still haven't seen that Bridges of Madison County. I know a lot of people love it and all that good stuff, but not my cup of tea. You know, give me Dirty Harry any day. So I haven't seen all of his movies, but I've seen a good hunk of them, and I do love almost everything Clint Eastwood does. So I am going to check out Cry Macho. I just haven't built up the gumption yet. Now Sopranos. Now that's not exactly light fare either, but it's not real, and it's you know what I mean. Like Cry Macho, and these are like real world scenario type things, or you know, things based off of, you know, real world, like his other movies, Sully and all those. But I'm going to watch it. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I bet it's going to be a great movie. Just haven't gotten my work up to it. I'm going to do that. I guess I'll check out that SpaceX thing I finally saw it on Netflix over the weekend after wondering where it went, and saw it was there. So maybe I'll check that out at some point too. I'll let you know if that's any good. All right, closing in on 8 o'clock. Time for some town hall news. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Talk radio has landed on the all-new 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. It covers teachers as well as other school staffers. A COVID vaccine mandate now in effect in New York City's public schools.
Mayor Bill de Blasio said unvaccinated employees would be placed on unpaid leave, with vaccinated substitute teachers ready to step in. As of Friday, de Blasio said 93% of teachers were vaccinated, leaving about 5,400 unvaxxed. And 90% of the city's roughly 148,000 public school staffers had gotten a shot.
Correspondent Julie Walker says in 11 days from now, a similar mandate will come into force in Los Angeles. Congressional Democrats remain divided over the massive $3.5 trillion spending proposal. Negotiations continue between left-leaning Democrats and those on the far left. Republicans oppose the spending spree as well as the taxes that would go along with it. Abortion, gun rights, taxpayer funding of religious schools. The Supreme Court takes up those hot-button issues in its new term, which is now underway. The High Court is back at work in familiar surroundings.
Justices return to their mahogany and marble courtroom that they abandoned more than 18 months ago because of the coronavirus pandemic. All justices except Brett Kavanaugh will meet in person for arguments. Kavanaugh will participate remotely from his home after testing positive for COVID-19 last week. The court remains closed to the public. Only lawyers involved in cases and reporters who regularly cover the court will be on hand, and anyone not arguing will have to wear a mask. Mike Hempen, Washington.
And watching Wall Street, stocks are mixed at the moment. Right now, the Dow is up 40 points, so the NASDAQ is down 175 points. The S&P is off 17. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Right now, people are home with their pet more often, and I think especially with the shedding, they're more cognizant of what's going on and that it's an actual issue.
Olive's got some skin issues. He gets really going and scratching.
Excessive shedding, a lot of just scratching and itching.
Digging, scratching, and itching and biting. On top of that, he was starting to get black buildup in his ears.
DINOVITE.com.
I just heard the Dynovite commercial so many times that I said, you know what, I'll give it a shot. And I ordered it and tried it, and it worked.
We started Dynovite, and in our first stock, we noticed a difference, especially with the shedding.
Within 3 weeks, he's not scratching and itching, and he's an all-around happier dog.
We've got 4 dogs, all different ages, all different sizes, and they've all just responded really well to the Dynovite, and they all love it.
We will be using Dynovite for life.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
We order our Dynovite from Dynovite.com. DINOVITE.com.
A troubling new UN report on human rights in Libya.
Dozens of different armed groups battling for control of Libya have attacked schools, hospitals and homes with no regard to the lives of civilians. Migrants and refugees from sub-Saharan Africa are subjected to violent abuse that could amount to crimes against humanity. The report also describes horrific conditions in secret prisons in which detainees are tortured on a daily basis. The UN investigators reviewed hundreds of documents and interviewed over 150 people in Libya, Tunisia and Italy.
The BBC's Imogen Folks. Malaysia's main opposition leader calling for information found in the Pandora Papers data leak to be discussed in Parliament. The country's former finance minister, several current officials might have been involved with offshore firms set up in tax havens. Townhall.com. China's communist overlords tightening political control over the country's internet giants. They're also tapping their wealth to decrease reliance on U.S. and European technology.
E-commerce platform Alibaba, games and social media operator Tencent, and other tech giants have lost as much as $800 billion in stock market value. The losses came about after Beijing launched a barrage of anti-monopoly data security and other crackdowns in late 2020. Business people, lawyers, and economists say Beijing wants to rein in e-commerce, social media, and other companies it worries are too big and independent, even if economic growth suffers.
That's correspondent Jeremy House. 2 U.S.-based researchers awarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine for their discovery of the receptors that allow humans to feel temperature and touch. On Wall Street now, the Dow down 9 points. And more on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Thank you, Tanner, for our fill-in deuce for this morning. Sean Smalls, he's going to be parading. He will go. Eastern New Mexico State Fair parade happening at beginning at 10 o'clock this morning. He's in our big giant radio. I believe they're towards the front this year. We're usually like one of the last ones in the parade, so it's a big parade. Just to warn you, if you've never been to the Eastern New Mexico State Fair, it's by far the largest parade in Roswell. It's usually they have well over 100 entries into the parade, and if you're in the back, you're waiting around a while. It just is the nature of being in a parade, you know. And so we're usually in the back. Been there, done that, but this year we're towards the front. I want to say we're like 5th or 6th in the line, if I remember seeing the lineup over the weekend, which, by the way, you can see on the Eastern New Mexico State Fair's Facebook page. I believe it's on ours as well. We shared it, but you'll find it there. And I want to say our float will be like 4th or 5th in the lineup this year. So our guys, Sean will be up front. Sean and Chris will be out there parading. And then that, again, parade starts. They're going to roll out of the Wool Bowl 10 o'clock. And so anywhere on Main Street between College on the north end and then on the south end over by the Ashley Home Store, that's anywhere on Main Street between those two landmarks. You get you a good spot. You'll be ready for the fair parade here. By the way, speaking of the fair, Senior Day at the fair is back this Wednesday, October 6th. Seniors only, 55 and up, will come out and enjoy the free event that's happening as part of Senior Day at the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. But, of course, for seniors 55 and older, free fair entry and parking. But they're from 3 to 6 on Wednesday. They're going to have stuff just for seniors. That include free entry and parking, vendors, free hot dogs and snacks, giveaways and games, flu shots, pneumonia shots, shingles vaccines, COVID vaccines, all of that health and wellness type stuff for you available as part of Senior Day this year. And it's going to be there in the new building at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds north of the commercial building. Just walk around and say, where's the new building? It's the one that looks new. It doesn't have an official name. It's just still called the new building. So, and it'll probably be the new building for 20 years, but which I feel like I hope it is, because that's just feels right. But anyway, Senior Day is happening this Wednesday, 3 to 6. I know I think we're going to try to get Barbara Gomez on maybe tomorrow and give us some more information about Senior Day there. We're working those channels as we speak. Speaking of the fair, we're going to play our interview we had on Wednesday of last week, I believe, with Travis Hicks. He's on the Eastern New Mexico State Fair Board, and we chit-chatted about this year's fair and everything else. So we're going to have some good information in that. We're doing a lot of fair the next 2 hours. Next hour, we're going to play our interview we had with Josh and Adrienne and Sergio talking about entertainment, all the concerts and stuff that's happening this week at the fair. So we'll play that next hour. So we'll just talk overall fair stuff with Travis this hour, and then our entertainment next hour. So I'm fairly certain you're going to like it. I'm going to do dad jokes all day. That's what I do. And I'm not even a dad, but I do the jokes. I don't know if I'm allowed to, but I have a radio show, so that should give me carte blanche. If I don't, since I have a kid, green light to do dad jokes. But anyway, 10 minutes after 8 o'clock, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather. Hopefully our weather report working a little better this hour. We'll find out.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We've got high pressure in place covering most of our state for now, so things look good today. Fairly comfortable temperatures will stay around 85 on the afternoon high across the whole area, and we should get sunshine through the afternoon. Looks like mid-50s overnight and clear, and then we're in the mid to upper 80s and a sunny day coming up for us again tomorrow. Partly cloudy Tuesday night, fair on Wednesday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 58 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 70%. Winds are, in fact, calm at the moment. Dare I say, we have a beautiful week of weather in store for us. I think as far as the fair board and all the fair folks, I don't know what kind of requests or prayers they put in with the big guy upstairs, but looks like whatever they did, it paid off, because I think we're going to have a good week of weather here for the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. Currently 58 degrees with humidity at 70% and winds calm at the moment. But for today, sunny skies, a high of 85 expected, northeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear, overnight low of 55 degrees, southeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. Tuesday, once again, sunny, highs right around 85, northwest winds there at around 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, mostly clear, overnight low of 55, southeast winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, mostly sunny, highs around 84, southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. For Thursday, sunny skies, a high of 88. Friday, we enter the 90s, mostly sunny, 91 for a high. And then for the weekend, Saturday, sunny skies, a high once again around 91, sunny and 88 for Sunday after the fair's all over there. But definitely a beautiful week of weather in store for us, I think. Knock on wood, cross your fingers, do what you do. But I think weather should not be any kind of an issue at this year's Eastern New Mexico State Fair. That's good news. Because I know we were getting the rain talk, and I was like, we get the rain, but I think we're golden. We're good to go. Good to go. Hey, a couple things I want to put on your radar right quick before we take breaks and start playing interviews and all that good stuff. Of course, Vitalant, the folks that collect and get blood for all of those who need it in our on our hospitals and everything else. They've got some blood drives coming up. Their next blood drive will be, is today, the 4th? Tomorrow, the 5th. The Bloodmobile will be at 400 Penn Plaza from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. With the Bloodmobile tomorrow there. On the 7th, which will be Thursday, the Bloodmobile will be at BCA Medical from 1 to 4:30 doing a blood drive there. And then also that day, on Thursday, they're going to have a blood drive at the Vitalant office from 11 to 3 this week. And then Friday in Roswell at the Hope Center, UPC, they're going to have a blood drive from 11 to 2. And then on the 9th, which I believe is Saturday, if I remember right, they're going to have the blood drive there at the Vitalant office from 1 to 5. Call or text Stephanie, 575-840-8178, or you can call the office. I believe it's the main office number, 625-9743, if you have any questions or to schedule an appointment. And then they've got blood drives throughout the month, weekly, every day, throughout weeks and stuff there. So give the gift of life and donate blood if you can. Also, don't forget next weekend, or this weekend, I should say, it is Monday now, Roswell Community Little Theater. Their performance of Unnecessary Farce opening weekend is this weekend, and then next weekend it's a comedy. 2 cops, three crooks, 8 doors, and go. It's the story. Here's the background. It's an embezzling mayor supposed to meet with his female accountant in a cheap motel room. Next door, 2 cops want to catch the meeting on tape, but there's some confusion as to who's taking the money, who's hired the hitman, and why the accountant keeps taking her clothes off. So it's a comedy, probably a date night. This one, though, not over-the-top adult theme, but probably some subject matter that might not be appropriate for younger kids. So make it a date night, get a sitter for the kids, and you and your little special date person come on out and enjoy Unnecessary Farce. Performances will be this Friday and Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. and then Sunday at 2:30. Then next Friday and Saturday night, the 15th and 16th at 7:30, and then final performance Sunday, the 17th at 2:30. You can get tickets for any 6 of these performances online at roswelltheater.com. That's www.roswelltheater.com, and get your tickets and all that, and come out and see a show. They have that's a great setup they got over at the Community Theater. They got great group of people, and they just put out great shows. And if you're looking for a great place to be entertained and would love to do more of that stuff, please come out to their next show. Again, Unnecessary Farce this weekend and next at the Roswell Community Little Theater. All right, it is 8:16. Let's go ahead and we're going to take a commercial break. And then on the other side of the break, our interview with Travis Hicks from last week, talking all about the fair. Don't go away.
We serve all New Mexico. If you think it's hard to take out a home loan, those rumors are wrong. It's not true. Contact Loan Officer Elliot Rodriguez, MLS number 41002 at CMG Financial, phone number 719-237-4680. At CMG Financial, we can help. Experience extraordinary with CMG Financial. Every customer, every time, no exceptions, no excuses. CMG Financial is a registered trade name of CMG Mortgage Incorporated, MLS 1820. CMG Mortgage Incorporated is equal opportunity lender. To verify complete list of states licensed, visit www.mlsconsumersaccess.org.
Equal fair housing is the right for everyone to have access to all housing opportunities without discrimination based on race, religion, national origin, sex, color, familial status, or disability.
The 99th Annual Eastern New Mexico State Fair is here, and that means all the food, the fun, the rides, and of course, the amazing concerts. Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Don't miss American Idol Season 11 contender Colton Dixon. Then Friday night starting at 6, it's an evening of some of the best in red dirt country, including Sherry Rowe, the Dirty River Boys, Sundance Head, if you're gonna love her, leave her wild, and Jody Nix.
Play your best for me, twin fiddles, turn me on.
Best of all, your admission to these amazing concerts is absolutely free with your admission to the fair. Find out more. Go to enmsf.com for all the need-to-know info on the 99th Annual Eastern New Mexico State Fair.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series tractor is the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. Powerful Kubota diesel engine, ease of operation, and your choice of a Kubota gear or HST transmission. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Amigo Machinery, 2801 Southeast Main Street, Roswell.
For over 55 years, Sierra Blanca Motors has been serving the families of Southeast New Mexico with quality new and pre-owned vehicles. When you are ready to find your new Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Dodge, Buick, Chevy, or high-quality pre-owned vehicle, visit our Roswell location at 720 South Main Street or visit our location on Highway 70 in Ruidoso. And don't forget, you can see our entire lineup of vehicles at SierraBlancaMotors.com. Sierra Blanca Motors is a proud supporter of the Eastern New Mexico State Fair.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact.
more than 50% of Americans fall asleep on their sides. That's way better than falling asleep on someone else's side. Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us in studio this morning, talking some Eastern New Mexico State Fair with us. Travis Hicks back with us. Morning, Travis.
How are you, man?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Good to see you, brother.
How's life been? It's been a while since I've talked to you.
It's been a little bit.
How's before we talk fair? How's life in the car business? I know
it's a new day every day. Man. We show up every morning going, how are we going to make something happen today?
Yeah. Well, you've been figuring it out so far.
Yeah. It's gone okay. It's just I say we're like a lot of other people, a lot of other industries, just supply chain problems. And
sure.
So we just we're selling the cars before they get here. So
yeah,
we're just humping it through it.
Doing the best you can,
yes,
given the deck of cards you've been handed
yes,
here.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Absolutely, like the rest of us here.
Yes, sir.
Well, good news is nothing's going to stop us for next week. Eastern New Mexico State Fair is going full strong. Full fair this year with great batch of entertainment, the parade. There'll be some changes because when you come out to the fair, I guess technically it's been 2 years since we had a fair out there.
It has.
So, of course, I know you guys have been working on the fairgrounds and doing things. So some of the amenities and things are going to look, are moved a little bit and things like that. But it'll be the fair you love and come out to expect each year.
It's going to be the best fair we've ever had.
Yeah.
It's really going to be amazing. We got a new carnival partner here a couple years ago. Those of you guys that came out in 19 remember that. Just clean, fabulous rides, great people working for the company. So just super excited about a great carnival. We made some changes on the fairgrounds. We've got a huge, awesome stage this year for all of our talent. We've got bands literally 4 nights of the week. We've got a piano guy all week long. We got the robot guy back.
Oh, yeah. Everyone get the robot. Yeah.
We get more requests for that guy than any other thing we do.
Yeah.
So really a neat deal. We got a beer garden this year, which is kind of cool.
This is a first.
Yeah, it's the first time we've tried that. Family friendly kind of deal.
Sure, absolutely.
We've got it.
Everyone being responsible.
Yeah,
so forth,
yeah. We got it right, kind of right in the middle where you can watch the entertainment and still sit in there and have a.
So you don't have to make the decision. Do I come and have a beer, or do I go?
No,
see
that's
the
right.
show?
That's right.
Yeah.
And we're putting tables out there and stuff, so we're to where you get somewhere else to eat.
Nice.
So we're really excited. We've got a really cool year lined up.
Well, I'm sure the food vendors will love that because now they're because when you're out having a beer, enjoying a concert, you're gonna want some good food to go with that.
That's right. Well, we've set that up. We kind of tried to set that up. Chili Row's kind of gone. It's there. But it's we're using it more as a seating area than it has before. The government kind of was patient enough with us about having about the facilities out there, and it finally got to the point where the investment to make them compliant with state law or whatever was so much more significant than it would. And so many people have food trucks now and stuff like that. So the little facilities just kind of had seen their last day.
Sure, it's outlived its usefulness.
Yeah, but I think everyone will love what we've done with it. We're for the longest time we've had relatively crummy seating out there. You get your food and you look around and you're like, where do I sit down with this? And we got a lot more seating this year, and so we're excited. I think it's going to be a great year out there.
It's all to cater to the public and to provide a better, fair experience for everybody.
And we didn't spare any expense on the bands and the production this year. So there will be awesome entertainment out there every night.
Yeah, it's really geared like for folks, if you're looking for specific, like the schedule events things, best thing you can do, and I say this every time, just go to the fair website, www.enmsf.com. There you can see the fair book. You'll see all the entertainment for this year. But then that way you can kind of plan your nights and say, all right, we want to make sure we go out there for Thursday night because that's going to be Tejano night and everything else. Friday night, we got all our country and red dirt stuff going on, so I can't miss that night. That's kind of, and then they got a whole nother night of Spanish music Saturday.
That's
and Jody Nix Wednesday night. So, it's really a full night of entertainment throughout the fair. And then, of course, the parade kicks everything off on Monday here. One thing we also want to mention, Travis talking about the great partnership with our carnival folks this year. They actually are going to be the pre-party. The fair doesn't really, there's actually I think a livestock show on Saturday, but the grand opening, everything's going to be Monday with the parade. But for folks that want to come out and get your pre-fair in on, come on out starting Friday. The carnival will be open this weekend. Now, the rest of the fair, commercial building, all that, will not open until Monday.
That's right.
But if you want to come out, ride the rides, eat, not all the vendors will be there, but the carnival food vendors will be there. So there'll be plenty of still food opportunities and everything this weekend. They've got I think they're going to be offering discounts on ride bands and all that stuff during the weekend. So you can get your riding in early.
That's right.
And
yeah, no, these guys are just awesome. I mean, they're the best. I mean, they're just the best carnival we've ever heard of. And we tried it in 19. We opened up a couple of days early in 19.
And it was a big success.
It was a huge success. And, and largely because that year we were concerned about rain. And
which we might have.
Which we might have again this year.
It's fair.
Yeah, that's right. It's one of those things. It's, you can't pass on the blessing of rain. All of us are, we're very highly agricultural.
We live by it.
That's right. That's right. So we need the rain, but we opened up the weekend before last in 2019, just kind of in anticipation of rain. Ended up being a big hit, so we're going to do it again. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So come early, get your riding on, and then come back throughout the week and ride your favorite rides, and excuses to come back and check out some of the other
exactly
stuff. Right. And that's the beauty of it. Now, I do want to talk, of course, for folks, the parade, which is unofficially the official kickoff of the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. That's going to be happening Monday morning, 10 o'clock. The parade route's the same. They're going to all meet and gather at the Wool Bowl, and then get on College, and then head down Main Street, off College, head south, and then they'll go till about the Ashley Home Store there on South Main. And so if you get a good spot on Main, anywhere between the Ashley Home Store and College there on North Main, you're going to get a good view of the parade. One thing we didn't get a chance to talk about the other day when we were talking parade, and the shame on me for this, our Grand Marshal for this year is Jim Gill. Of course, if you've been spending any time as a resident of Roswell, you probably spent some time at Roswell Seed Company, and Jim and Shirley Gill have been. That's a staple. That business is just an iconic staple in Roswell. I think it's been around since like 1898, some crazy.
I don't know,
date,
but to call it a staple in Roswell is not an understatement.
It's just a part of the fabric of Roswell here. So I got to ask, how did the board when they pick the Grand Marshal and stuff? Is there it's a perfect match, but so how did you all come to the conclusion Jim Gill's our marshal this year?
We're always, every year we're looking for someone who's been just monstrous in their contribution to the fair and what we do.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Gill has been a part of our farm and garden thing out at the fair just as long as anyone can remember.
He's a competitive pumpkin grower. Just saying, he's in that group.
That group is a small group, but they are a powerful group. I'm going to tell you, those people put on a real serious show with those pumpkins. So. But no, he's just been fundamental to a lot of what we do out there at the fair for so long. And we really there's virtually nobody that we could qualify this year at any larger honor than Grand Marshal. So
absolutely,
we're excited to have him, and again, his participation in the fair is 100% the reason. So
absolutely. So look for Jim, and I imagine Shirley in the parade vehicle up front there, and I'm sure we'll see him throughout the fair and things at some point or another. Go out there, just having them.
You can't miss them. They're out there.
Yeah,
they spend their time at the fair, and again, we're one of the oldest parades in the whole country.
Mm-hmm.
One of the biggest parades.
Definitely largest in Roswell for sure.
Well, we're one of the bigger ones anywhere, and one of the older ones, and we're just excited that we get to do it again. Last year was such a weird year for everybody. And you don't realize until you miss it what kind of place the fair, occupies in so many people's hearts.
Sure,
it's
the fabric of the community.
It really is. It's what we're about. It's about the rich land. It's farming, ranching, agriculture. The kids who come through the animal husbandry side, the FFA, 4-H stuff, are just some of the best kids you ever run into.
Yeah.
They learn some responsibility at a young age. And if there's something to put your time, energy, effort, money behind, boy, that's something our community can awfully use. Yeah, that's
absolutely.
Right. That's right.
And I said this a lot yesterday, and I don't want to get soapboxy again, but I do want to remind folks about that. Come on out, have some fun at the fair this year, ride the rides, spin around until you puke, eat as much food as you can, do all the fun things we do at the fair and all that. But please don't forget why we do this fair, and remember the reason and support that side. When you're done riding the rides and hanging out in the commercial building and go see one of the shows at the livestock show ring. Watch these kids in action when they're showing their animals and things. I don't care, and I said it yesterday. I grew up in Maryland. I didn't grow up in a farming, ranching. My knowledge of farming and ranching is can fit in a thimble. It's just it's not a lot there, you know. But I've watched enough of those shows and things to really appreciate and see what, you know, just the hard work. Like these kids, I mean, it's nothing more fun to watch and impressive to watch than seeing these little 8, 9, 10-year-old kids manhandling an 800-pound cow, you know, and just moving it around and showing it and doing all the things. And you realize these kids are going to be the ones that are in the ag and ranching and farming, ranching industry, and dealing with problems that are going to be bigger than the problems they're dealing with now, because that's the farm and ranch industry. That the population is getting bigger every year, more people. Mm-hmm. And the farming and ranching industry, the people that are providing food to the world, is getting smaller. So they're going to have to figure out creative ways. And these people, these kids that are out there showing sheep and all this stuff, they're going to be the folks that have to solve these problems. Well, let's support them now.
Yeah, no, and you're 100% right. I mean, yeah. I think it's lost on a lot of people that there's something behind the stuff that they go to the store and stick in their basket and scan across in the self checkout area.
Yeah,
you know, these excuse me, all these farmers, ranchers, you know, people are really the ones that make the food side of the world go around. And in addition, the discipline that these kids learn, you know, taking care of life, you know, that's what they're doing, you know, whether they're growing an animal or they're growing a plant or they're taking care of life, they're perpetuating life on our planet. And I think the kind of responsibility that they learn, discipline that they learn in that practice is just something that's invaluable to them the rest of their lives. I've said a million times, I've had a bunch of people say, you know, your kids never showed, you know, why are you still so involved in the fair? I thought my kids might show when I was young, you know, when they were younger.
Just wasn't their thing.
Wasn't their thing.
Yeah.
They did other things, and but I've never met a kid, and I've said this 100 times, but never met a kid that came out of the animal husbandry, you know, a thing that wasn't a good kid. I mean,
absolutely.
And in a time where, you know, there doesn't seem to be the same kind of positive outlets for our kids available, or at least popular, it's neat to see this group of kids who, like their grandparents and their great-grandparents and great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents, are putting their time, energy, and effort into something that really is so important.
Absolutely. You know, you say this, and I'm going to sound like the old man get off my lawn moment right here, but you know, I've interviewed kids at the fairs and their various things for many years and things, and so I get a chance to talk to some of these kids. And I will tell you this, you know, I talk to a lot of great kids, you know, in sports and different things like that. But when I go out to the fair and I interview some of the kids that are involved with 4-H and FFA, and particularly even some of even the older kids that are assuming leadership roles in these organizations, and talking to them, and to a person, every time I talk to them, I walk away and I'm like, all right, I feel like we're in good hands.
There's hope.
Yeah, because these kids are I mean, they're polite and everything else, but they're articulate. They're giving you thoughtful answers, things that you can tell wasn't just something they regurgitated off a script or were told to say. No. These were kids that are well raised, brought up, critical thinkers. And I was like, you know what? I feel a little better after interviewing these kids. And every time I talk to the kids at the fair, even if it's the little ones, when they're, you know, and they're still young, you can tell it's like, oh, they're on the right path. These kids are just, and that makes me feel good. And so that's the fair, is we're raising the next generation here.
Yeah.
And
well, and you guys, you know, we've never given you as much attention for what you guys do for us. I mean, you guys. Not only this station, but the rest of y'all's stations have done such a good job of helping us promote the fair, and
we're glad to help
over the course of time. And it you know, it's a community endeavor. I mean, there's so many of us. I'm a car salesman. Our board is made up of, you know, lawyers and farmers and veterinarians, and every walk of life is kind of represented in our deal. But there's one common denominator. You know, you got all these people. You know, the the Baymont Suites, I have to mention them. They've given us a bunch of rooms for our livestock judges and stuff like. I mean, there's just so many people in this community that really stand up, step up to take care of these kids. And I think we're better for it.
Absolutely.
I think all of us are better for it.
Well, thanks for the kind words. I appreciate it. But
appreciate you guys.
Well, we look at it because it's our community too. We live here. This is my house. I live here. This is my home. I've been here 20 plus years. This is where I am. I want to see the great things on all that too. So it's great to see it. This is you always hear the things about raising kids and takes a village and all those. This is that village side we're talking about. Things like the fair. Yes. No, we're not in everybody's house making sure kids are cleaning their rooms and all that. But this is the life lessons that kids learn that parents, you can talk to your kids till they're blue in the face about it, but the message doesn't get there till you get in the real world sometimes, and that's what the fair is for them.
And I'm going on 20 years in this community too. And one of the most, rewarding things that I get to witness on a regular basis is some of these kids that we bought their animals or supported them when they were in high school, whose kids are now coming through, doing the same kind of thing.
Absolutely,
it's just so rewarding for me. I get the benefit of looking at my, I've got places where I have all my pictures and stuff that I've gotten from the fair, and these kids who were 7 or 8 years old when I was, when I bought their first animal or whatever. Now they're coming in buying a car or something, or their kids coming in,
that's your investment in our future, man. And that's
cool, man.
And that's why, speaking of, mark this on your calendar, Saturday morning, not this Saturday, next Saturday, 9 a.m. That's the junior livestock sale for this year. That's the Super Bowl for these kids when it comes to showing animals and things, especially, if they get to the livestock sale. That's their seed money for college. That's seed money for their next project, depending on the age of the student. But this is that future part. This is putting money where the mouth is, so to speak. And we have some great people that spend ridiculous amounts of money on animals to support our kids, and it's an awesome thing.
Well, and that's one of the misnomers too, is the notion that you got to have a bunch of money to support.
And
these
you
kids.
don't. Yeah,
you really don't. I mean, some of the animals will go for thousands and thousands of dollars, but quite often people put their money together and or someone says, all I got is a few $100 that I want to help these kids with, and they put add-ons.
Sure, they do an add-on or a buy-in.
So anybody who wants to can come. Anyone who wants to support at any level, the support is welcome. And this is really what this fair is about. I mean, there are lots of people in town get excited about the carnival rides and the food and the entertainment and stuff like that, and that's great. And we have to do that. We love doing that, but we have to do that to in order to raise enough money to keep this thing around. But this deal is really about these kids. That's what this fair is about.
Yeah, that's the whole point. So come out, support it. Come see the show. Come out, ride the rides, and do all that. But go into that livestock arena, watch a show or two. Go into the education building. Spend hours in that building because you can. There's so much to see in that building. From the model railroading to the pumpkins to the artwork to really a spotlight too of our nonprofits. Obviously we got a lot of great vendors and booths in the commercial building, but some of our nonprofits that can't man booths all week and things that are equally important. Go over there and read some of the booths and things there, because if you're looking for places to get involved in this community to make a difference, you'll get a whole lot of information to guide you on that.
Tell you an interesting thing that we noticed this year that is just worth conversation. Maybe not this morning, but over the course of time, there were a lot of people this year who had trouble staffing their commercial building booths, which was weird to us. The commercial building always fills up really quickly.
Sure.
It was much slower to fill up this year, and we kept asking vendors, hey, you've been here for 15 years. Why isn't your? And they're like, we don't have the people to staff the booth.
That's a big problem just in COVID right now.
It blows my mind. Well, it's, I don't know how much of that is totally related to COVID as much as it is related to the way we responded to COVID. I mean, there's apparently a lot of people who don't need a job.
How do those people get? I mean, I always hear this like, how come I'm never the guy that's just getting free money? I'm always the guy.
You just make too much money. That's the problem.
I'm the guy sitting there and I'm like, I haven't worked in weeks. Like, I've never said that.
No, I haven't either. It's a strange thing. Between pride and and the desire, I think, to show your kids something.
Sure.
It's hard for me to imagine. Having said that, I mean, some of the government regulations on businesses and stuff have made it really difficult for the businesses too. So,
you're absolutely right.
I can only hope that this too shall pass. But it's an interesting thing that we noticed even out at the fair this year is how difficult it is for people to get people to work. So.
Absolutely. Well, I guess my only advice there for folks is in the commercial building. If you're not registered to vote, visit some of our party booths in there.
It matters. Boy, it matters how you vote.
They will help you out with that kind of stuff.
No doubt. Those politicians are always happy to help.
Very helpful. But you know what? If you're thinking and you're missing, I miss how life should be. Well, guess what? Next week's going to be your brought you back into This Is How Life Should Be.
That's right.
Eastern New Mexico State Fair officially will get underway Monday, unofficially Friday here with the rides and everything. Again, go to ENMSF.com. And if you can't remember any of that, just Google Eastern New Mexico State Fair. Another valuable thing that you should, especially for this upcoming week, if you use Facebook, go on there and like and follow the Eastern New Mexico State Fair Facebook page. If for no other reason, to stay up to date on fair changes and anything. Obviously, there's a lot of live entertainment, live events, live things going on. Sometimes the lay of the land causes us to move things around things, weather, so anything that has to be changed, moved around or anything, the quickest way to get that is usually goes up on the Facebook page. That's first. Right. We as the radio station will look at that to say, they had to cancel this and let the world know about that. Right. So you can cut out the middleman and like and follow that, and that way you're up to date on any changes. So that way, if you're making your fair plans to come out for the day and how you're going to do, check in with that just to make sure everything's still kosher. So,
yeah.
And then I'm going to do the pitch like I did every other time, like we did this. When you come out to the fair with your kids and everything, pro tip, take a picture of your kids before you go to the fair, right there at the fair in the clothes that they're wearing, because every time, kids get lost, it's the fair. It's what happens. The staff and everyone at the fair, they have a protocol that they run perfectly every time when a lost kid happens. It involves closing down the gates. No one's going in and out. It's an elaborate thing. So to make those times, because they're going to happen. They happen every year.
Happens every year. Yeah, we got to do it every year. But we've never lost a kid. So.
Exactly. But to speed those up, to mitigate that kind of stuff, take a picture of your kids.
It's a great tip.
In the outfits they're at. Have a plan before you guys get to the fair. Say, hey, or once you're there and all together, say, okay, if we get separated, pick a landmark. I don't care what it is, Ferris wheel, the commercial building, something that everyone knows where it's at. If you get separated from the group here, let's all agree to meet here, and then we can regroup.
A great place to meet is at the office. There at the fair office.
The new building.
The new building right there at the end of the midway there.
Yeah,
it's a great place to meet because there's helpful people there all the time. We got access to the PA system, things
Absolutely.
like that. So.
And then if I remember, yesterday we were talking. And I believe they had mentioned, I think, is it in the office or commercial building, where I think, is it the sheriff's department? Somebody's going to be doing armbands where they can have the name, and so you can go there, get an armband for your kid, put your name and phone number on the armband, so if your kid gets separated, they see the big armband that parents or somebody can look at that, call you and say, hey, we found your kid.
That's exactly right. Sheriffs will be out there. Yeah. That's another, it'd be remiss not to mention that the sheriff's department just stepped up in a major way this year. The city didn't have the same budget or personnel that they've had in the past due to some of their own issues, and the sheriff's department really stepped up to take care of some traffic issues and stuff on the fairgrounds, like you're talking about, helping us find kids and keeping everything safe out there. So Mike Harrington certainly deserves a bunch of credit for the effort and energy that they've put into helping our fair this year.
Well, I mean, I've talked to the sheriff and like we were talking about, fabric of the community and everything else. The fair is very much the fabric of the Travis County Sheriff's Department as it is the rest of us.
Boy, he didn't even hesitate either. We called him and said, hey, man, it looks like we're going to need some help this year. You think you guys can help us out? And he was just like, yeah, what do you need? Where do you need it? It was like, man, that's awesome.
Community-minded. That's very much part of it.
There's no way around it.
Absolutely. Don't forget, once again, no parking fees. So if you're going to be dropping the kids off, please, for the sake of the sheriff, drive into the parking lot, come in and drop them off there. Don't drop them off because I know people back before parking, they drop them off on the highway.
No.
Then you got these kids running across the streets with the barrels and all the traffic, and it's just an accident waiting to happen.
Yeah, our preference really is you to drive them all the way up to the gate.
Yeah, and then we get. Well, and better yet, park and get out and enjoy the fair with them. But
that too.
If you're looking for some me time, I get you.
There's a lot of people that do that. It's like date night, take the kids to the fair.
Hey, you know what? That's not a bad idea.
You know what? As far as places they could be, they're safe, and
And parents, if you want the ultimate sneaky move, drop your kids off at the fair, and then you and your date go to the fair. And then you can spy on them secretly while they don't even know you're there. And then you're just eating your funnel cakes and doing your thing and just kind of casually from afar. And then, if they're doing anything shady, when you get back, it's like,
I saw you.
Or just play dumb. They're like, what happened? And they're like, well, how did this happen? That's how you do.
It's funny you said you're over there, but I saw you over there.
Hey, be diabolical. I don't care.
It's my whole life. I've been doing that for my kids for years now.
Yeah, I'm telling new stuff to parents. They're like, that's like level 2. Come on, man.
Right, that's right.
Very good. And again, if anybody has any questions, don't hesitate. Check out the fair website. It's got everything you need there, fair, including prices, things. We are having our special days this year, like you normally have our senior day and special day for special needs and things like that. Unfortunately, for senior day, it is happening as far as admission, everything. You're going to be free admission, all of that. Unfortunately, because that staffing thing we were talking about earlier, they're unable to do some of the senior-specific activities that are part of normally senior day this year. But still enjoy a free entry to the fair. Come out, check out, view, be a part of the fair. It's all free to you here, so come and be a part of it.
Yeah, we've special needs, senior day, the NIMI kids on Monday. We do a bunch of things, just trying to kind of give back.
Sure,
to
give them special opportunities for them, and they're still having those days. But I think special needs, everything is normal this year. I mean, they've gotten everything lined up. So,
I think so too.
So what you normally experience during that day, nothing's changing there. But senior day is a big one. That's unfortunate. We can't. A lot of times during that, you'll have some music for that are more centric to people that are more seasoned. And
we got the piano guy out there every day this year.
Yeah, so there's going to be
some entertainment. Truly, your dollar at the fair this year goes way further than it ever has. We've really packed it full of extra entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, above and beyond the carnival and the food and the stuff that we normally do, the education stuff. There's a lot of entertainment this year.
It's going to be a fun time. Come out, come early. Use Friday as a scope out, or this weekend. Come out, you ride your rides, just kind of scope out things, and then Monday you can have your full plan of attack and kind of know what what you're going to hit first and check out and do all that stuff. But it's going to be a full week, and like you said, the more the entertainment, and it's really like Friday night. I mean, for the basically price of admission into the fair, you're getting this huge concert. There's 4 different artists. It's a whole night of entertainment. Same with Thursday night. We've Saturday the same.
Yeah, we've always had
nights.
huge support for the Tejano acts, that kind of thing. So we did 2 nights of that.
Yeah.
You got Thursday night and Saturday night on that, and then Wednesday and Friday there's
Jody Nix is Wednesday, and then it's. I know Sundance Head, Dirty River Boys, Sherry Rowe, and then I'm missing one.
Got it.
There's one more in there I'm missing too.
It is
Will, our classic country guy.
Sherry Rowe, Jody Nix, Sundance Head, Dirty River Boys, Piano Man throughout the week, both the Tejano nights. We got Rocket the Robot back, Pirates of the Colombian Caribbean. Just something for everybody.
Yeah, it's really it's there's a bunch of stuff out there. This is why kids get lost, because they get distracted because there's so many bells and whistles. The adults have the same problem. They just don't put armbands on us. You're supposed to be responsible. We get yourself out of it.
In theory, you're supposed to be able to find the parking lot.
Exactly. But maybe that's a rule. Maybe exception. We'll talk to the sheriff's department about this. Like, kids can get the armband and husbands.
I think my wife quite often wished I had an armband.
That's right.
We lost him again.
That's right. Check his armband and call me. Very good. Travis, anything we wanted to cover that we just got sidebarred on?
I think you got it, brother. Thank you so much again.
Anytime.
You guys are huge. we didn't have because we didn't have a fair last year, and that's our big fundraising deal every year. We didn't have the same budget this year that we have in the past.
So you had to make.
You guys have really stepped in, helped us a bunch with our advertising, just stuff that we couldn't afford to do otherwise. So thanks a bunch.
Anytime.
Sure appreciate you guys.
By the way, tell your out-of-town friends and family, we're going to be filming a good hunk of the livestock shows and everything. If you're local, go to the arena and support the kids there. But if they got grandparents and stuff that live out in Wyoming or Oklahoma or Texas or something, tell them they can watch their grandkids on.
Big added value. We get ever since you guys started doing that. We get people calling and asking about it. So I'm really glad you guys do that.
We tried this with the Eddy County Fair years ago, and you'd be amazed at how it's funny. I mean, football's king, right? I mean, that's just it is. And we, people watch football, and we get thousands watching football broadcasts. These shows, you get hundreds and things, but it's not the fervor that the football is. Them livestock shows compare number-wise with our football numbers. It's just because there's so many people that, love, I mean, farm and ranching, but, nothing cooler than seeing your kid or your aunt or uncle, niece, out there doing something. And
the Eastern New Mexico State Fair started as exactly how it's titled, as an Eastern New Mexico event.
Yeah.
Now we're a 32 county fair. I mean, we have people from all over the state that come and participate in our fair. It's the last one of the year. So it's a big, big deal. And again, some of these people who can't come from wherever, that's a way for them to watch their shows. So
it's like State Fair number 2.
And maybe State Fair number 1.
This is true. We got the livestock stuff now. What do they got?
Well, it's funny. I was watching the news.
They took a beat, man. I feel bad for some of those folks.
Oh God, I watched the news and the the Albuquerque news, and they talked about their fair and expo and whatever else. And I was thinking the whole time they were watching, I was thinking, the reason these fairs started, I mean, in the very, very beginning, and why they exist, very, very beginning, is for these livestock shows. And the state show wouldn't have happened this year had they not been able to pull it down here. So we hosted the state show here a couple weeks ago. So I don't know if we are the state livestock
expo.
I see it. I don't know. It's hard
it's kind of like having the Super Bowl but not playing the game and doing all the other stuff.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah, you have the big tailgate party with no football game.
Yeah, exactly. All the stuff we see all week for 2 weeks, and then the actual game's like, we're not doing that.
Well, and the other little bit is that that event is a big hole in the state budget every year. I mean, the state funds that, whereas the event that we have out at the Eastern Mexico State Fair is funded by everybody who shows up.
Exactly. I mean, it's not you're relying on that money to live in the future.
No, we're not getting a bunch of state funds or federal funds or anything like that to have the fair. It's really on the back of the people that come.
It's just I was seeing the parking lot situation. Like there was like these areas, and they were like normally they're overflow parking. They're making a killing. Most of them said after day one we stopped doing it because we're spinning our wheels here. There's nobody coming.
That's sad.
Yeah. Well, Travis, thank you as much. I know you probably got about 20 fires to stomp at the office here, so let's go do that. So we'll see you. We'll see you out next week at the fair.
Thank you, brother. Thanks again for all y'all's coverage.
Anytime. Take care, dude.
All right.
Alexander, forecasters are saying September new auto sales fell around 25% from last year as chip shortages and other part supply disruptions cut into the selection on dealer lots and raised prices once again to record levels. That sent many frustrated customers to the sidelines to wait out a shortage that has hobbled the industry since late last year. Inflation has reached new highs in the United States and Europe as rising energy prices and supply bottlenecks restrain an economic recovery from the pandemic in both economies. The U.S. Commerce Department reported Friday that prices rose 4.3% in August from a year earlier. On Wall Street, the Dow up 482 points, closing at 34,326. The Nasdaq gained 118 to 14,566, and the S&P 500 up 49 points to 4,357. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Don't miss the amazing concerts at this year's Eastern New Mexico State Fair, October 4th through the 9th. On October 6th at 7 p.m., it's Colton Dixon. On October 7th, it's Grupo Maldad, Los Consentidos del Norte de Ciudad Juárez, and Los Tremendos León. On Friday, don't miss the Dirty River Boys.
Walked down Santa Fe Street, had a quarter in my hand and a fake ID.
Sundance Hit.
You're gonna love her, leave her. Wow.
Jody Nick.
Cross the alley from the Alamo when the summer sun starts to settle low.
And Sherry Rowe.
By way of Southwest.
And on Saturday, Edición de Rancho, Conjunto Bengala, and Los Culpables y su estilo diferente. For a complete list of events at this year's fair, log on to enmsf.com.
Ah, there's nothing like a good night's sleep. But if your old, worn-out mattress is keeping you up at night, then hurry to Glenn's Furniture and change your life. Glenn's carries Serta, the finest mattress in the world. Whether you prefer a traditional inner spring, a modern memory foam, or a hybrid that combines the best of both, Glenn's has the right size and right firmness in stock, specially priced and ready for free delivery. So don't lay awake another night. Head for Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda, making sweet dreams since 1953.
Good morning, honey. Hey, I have to pick up the kids from school this afternoon. Can you call...
A home invasion can happen anytime, even when you're at home. Protect your home and the ones you love with whole home security from Zenith Security. The security experts at Zenith Security can monitor your whole home 24/7. So they're ready whether you're there or not. Call Zenith Security Services LLC at 626-3521. That's 626-3521 and get whole home security with Zenith Security Services LLC.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The ball on top of a flagpole is called a truck. Mess with your friends today by pointing at a flagpole and say, "Hey, check out the truck on top of that flagpole." Here's Mike Winters.
It's funny for a second. Then they just give you the roll the eyes thing. I get that a lot. Don't worry. I get it all the time. Good morning. It is 55 minutes after 8 o'clock here. Hey, the only one thing I would amend here in that interview we had with Travis last week is the Senior Day stuff. That's back. It's happening. Seniors only, 55 and up. The free event happening Wednesday, October 6th, 3 to 6. Of course, free entry and parking as always there for seniors. But they're going to have vendors specifically just for seniors, 55 and up. Free hot dogs and snacks, giveaways and games, plus flu shots, pneumonia shots, shingles vaccines, and, of course, COVID vaccines as well, too. All of these events will be happening again this Wednesday, 3 to 6. They're on the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds in the new building, which is located just north of the commercial building. But yes, the new building is where all this will happen on Wednesday, again, from 3 to 6 p.m. for Senior Day there. Matter of fact, tune in the 9 o'clock hour tomorrow, 9:15, Barbara Gomez, who's handling the senior event side of things for this year's fair. She's going to join us and give us all the skinny. They were able to put something together here last minute, and thanks to Barbara for scrambling getting that done. So she'll join us tomorrow and chit chat all about that. So Senior Day is on Wednesday. Just making sure folks are aware of that too. We got 3 minutes. I did watch some football yesterday. Watched I saw the Cowboys got the big win. They took care of business against the Carolina Panthers. I was watching the Washington-Atlanta game, and Washington won, but they don't make – I just love to watch that team and be like, yeah, you know what? I feel good about them. I don't. They won. Heineke pulled some magic, made it happen, but they it was a gut win. It was skills. All the fundamentals of football, none of that took place yesterday for the win. I guess that's not fair to say. I mean, some, but literally the game winning one of the touchdowns there. I'm not sure if it's the game winner or the game tire or whatever it was, but literally Heineke just tossed it up, and if it wasn't for the fact that Terry McLaurin's a beast, and these guys are beasts when it comes to catching footballs. He literally just chucked it up there, and he caught it, so everyone thinks he's a genius. But they're a team that they're either geniuses or the GOAT, not the greatest of all time kind of GOAT either. I'm talking just the GOAT. That was yesterday. It worked out. It was the same shenanigans and stuff they've been doing all season. it just worked this time. And that's the unfortunate part, because I think a lot of people thought the team was better, and they were, certainly as defense. Fans are the dumbest people on the planet, and I'm one of them. But I mean, after last week, I mean, and just to give you a quick, Washington's a very, and I'm sure all fan bases are same, but growing up in the Washington fan base, I can't. That's my perspective, and they're dumb. They do one thing great. They're the best in the planet. They mess up once, they want to throw everything away and start over. And they've been loving on Chase Young for last season and this season, talking about how Chase Young's the greatest thing to ever happen to football and blah, 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 blah. And then he had a couple bad games, and now he's like, he's overrated, he's a bum. And it's just amazing to watch. But anyway, they won. They're happy for a couple days. All right, it's 9 o'clock. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. Town Hall News up next. We'll be back on the other side. Don't go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The Supreme Court back at work, beginning its new term this morning, and while gun rights and abortion are among items on the docket, correspondent Mike Hempen says those hot-button issues will not be taken up today. Some lower-profile cases to be addressed first.
One case is a fight between Mississippi and Tennessee over water in an underground aquifer that sits beneath parts of both states. The dispute stretches back to 2005, when Mississippi first claimed that Memphis is pumping water from the Mississippi portion of the aquifer. Tennessee says the aquifer is an interstate resource that should be shared fairly.
New COVID health protocols in place at the High Court as the justices return to their traditional digs for the first time in more than a year.
Oral arguments scheduled for October, November, and December will be in the courtroom, but those sessions will not be open to the public. Attorneys who argue before the court will have to have a negative COVID test to participate in person and wear a mask when not arguing. The public will continue to be able to listen to live broadcasts of the arguments.
White House correspondent Greg Clugston. There's a huge cleanup job underway off the coast of Orange County, California, after at least 126,000 gallons of oil leaked from an underwater pipeline owned by Amplify Energy.
Our employees live and work in these communities, and we're all deeply impacted and concerned about the impact on not just the environment, but the fish and wildlife as well.
Amplify Energy CEO Martin Wilshire. Compromise so far eluding Democrats. They're at odds over President Biden's $3.5 trillion spending proposal. The sell-off on Wall Street, the Dow down 409 points, the Nasdaq off 330, and the S&P 64 points in the red. More on these stories at townhall.com.
One listener that stands out that I worked with was this older couple that was interested in refinancing. They reached out to a few different lenders. Their credit wasn't the best. I know some of these other bigger banks, you just won't hear back from them, which I cannot stand. Not everybody has the 780 credit scores, and just because you don't qualify at one time doesn't mean that you'll never qualify. I'll walk you through what you have to do, whether it's 2, 3, 6 months from now. Back to that older couple, we worked with them for months and months to improve their credit, and we were able to get the loan done. We were saving them hundreds each month, thousands of dollars a year, finally got themselves into a situation financially that they can handle, and they could start saving money each month for retirement. End of the day, they just could not be happier, which just put a huge smile on my face.
We are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Melville Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. Licensed in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, Massachusetts, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
Security has been stepped up in one northern Indian town after 8 people, including 4 protesting farmers, died over the weekend.
Thousands of Indian farmers have been holding demonstrations across the country since last year in protest against the 3 agricultural laws. And in one of those protests in the state of Uttar Pradesh on Saturday, hundreds of farmers had gathered to show a black flag march against the visit of a minister. But then they alleged that a convoy of vehicles linked to the son of a federal minister drove into the protesters, killing 4 farmers on the spot. And then after that, the demonstrators, they got angry. They set fire to a few vehicles, and 4 people belonging to the minister's camp were killed. So this has triggered a lot of tension.
That's the BBC's Ambarasanetha Rajan. Heavy rains swamped the northwest region of Italy bordering France, unleashing flooding and mudslides today. No reports of casualties. News and analysis, townhall.com. Synthetic kerosene, German officials touting it as a climate-friendly fuel of the future, and they've opened a plant to make the stuff.
The facility near Germany's northwestern border with the Netherlands will use water and electricity from 4 nearby wind farms to produce hydrogen. In a century-old process, the hydrogen is combined with carbon dioxide to make crude oil, which can then be refined into jet fuel. The resulting synthetic kerosene releases only as much CO2 into the atmosphere as was previously removed to produce the fuel, making it carbon neutral. Aviation currently accounts for about 2.5% of worldwide emissions of carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas that contributes to global warming. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
And watching Wall Street this morning, the sell-off rolls on. The Nasdaq is down 349 points, while the Dow is off 435. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres Inviernos.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Thank you, Tanner, for the backup Tres Inviernos for this hour. Sean Smalls, he's parading this morning. He's out at the Wool Bowl getting ready for the start of the Eastern New Mexico State Fair Parade, which gets underway here at 10 o'clock this morning. They will depart the Wool Bowl parking lot at 10. And then access the actual start of the parade will be on Main Street by College there. But you know, if you want to get the preview, you can get on College and watch them leave the Wool Bowl there. But they'll roll out of the Wool Bowl parking lot at 10 o'clock. They'll get on to College to head on to Main Street. They will head south on Main Street through downtown, and then the parade will break up right about where the Ashley Home Store is on South Main Street, on the south end of town. That's where everything will break up. So if you are coming out to check out the parade, my suggestion is that you get a good spot anywhere on Main Street between College on the north end and the Ashley Home Store on the south end. The judges and all of that will be set up in front of the Chavez County Courthouse lawn there. That's where, like I said, the judges will be judging the various float entries and things like that to declare the winner of those. However, if there's any kind of performance associated with any of these floats, some of the dance teams and things like to do a little show and all that, odds are that will happen there right in front of the Chavez County Courthouse, in front of the judges. So if you want to see those things, make sure you get a spot there closer to downtown. But if you just want to see all the floats and everything anywhere between College and the Ashley Home Store on South End, anywhere in between, you'll get you a good spot. But it's a big parade. If you've never seen the Eastern New Mexico, it's the largest that we have here in Roswell. Usually it's over 100 floats, and it looks like that once again, based on the list I saw, that they issued out the parade list over the weekend or Friday actually. It looks like, once again, another big parade here. So definitely get you a spot. And then game on. Fair's happening. After that, the rides will open up again this evening. Of course, they took a day off yesterday, but they were open Friday, Saturday, and will be back open for the fair tonight and throughout the rest of the week in the evenings here and all that. Again, to see a complete list of everything happening at this year's Eastern New Mexico State Fair, go to their website. It's www.enmsf.com. If you don't remember that, just Google Eastern New Mexico State Fair. Should pop right up. And all your questions will be answered, including ticket fees, what days, like Senior Day and Special Needs Day, entertainment, which, stay tuned, we're going to play our interview we had with Josh Ragsdale, Adrian Ragsdale, and Sergio Jimenez, talking about all the entertainment on tap for this week at the fair. So we'll play that for you. But to see the schedule, everything, enmsf.com. And the other thing that I recommend is you like and follow the Eastern New Mexico State Fair Facebook page. Anytime there's updates, changes, I think weather-wise, that shouldn't be a problem all week. I'm looking at the weather, and no talk of rain, sunny, mid-80s for most of it, getting a little warmer into the 90s towards the back half of the week. But for the most part, weather shouldn't be a problem. But if there's any changes of plans, things move around, any of that stuff, the quickest way to get that information is through the Eastern New Mexico State Fair Facebook page. So highly recommend that you like and follow that all the time, just so you stay up to date. But particularly the day you're going out or days you're going out to the fair this week, check in with that just to make sure everything you want to do is still good to go and happening as scheduled. But definitely keep those two resources. And of course, we'll be out at the fair. I believe Wednesday we start our radio broadcasts on our sister stations, 92.9 The Brand and 106.1 FM Fiero. Sean Shorts, look for those on, not his actual shorts, short clips. I mean, you may find his shorts online. He's got a lot of things online. But Sean Shorts, he's going to have where he's visiting some of the different things out at the fair and having fun and frivolity and, of course, encouraging you to check it out. So look for some of those throughout the week on our Facebook pages and all that stuff. But Fair Week is here, and I'm fairly certain you're going to like it. All right, it is 11 minutes after 9 o'clock. I guess I should do the rundown. I sort of did already, but make it official. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a few minutes. Then here about 9:15 or so, we're going to play our interview we had. They joined us Friday, I believe in the 7 o'clock hour, if I remember right. We had Adrian Ragsdale. We had Sergio Jimenez and Josh Ragsdale join us talking about all the entertainment at the Eastern New Mexico State Fair for this week. So we're going to play that here for you in just a few minutes. Later on, we'll get you up to date with the news of the local variety, along with your Sean Hannity update, Town Hall business update, and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Hey, I shared it on our Facebook page, and it's all over social media. But in case you have not heard, they had an escape at the Chaves County Detention Center last night. Inmate named Daniel Cabos. He's 37 years old, has escaped the facility. Looks like late last night, somewhere between 10 and midnight. Looks like, according to it was about in the last 2 hours. Looks like this thing was posted about midnight last night. So I'm guessing sometime between 10 and midnight last night. The person is considered dangerous. If you see this individual or know of his whereabouts, please contact law enforcement immediately by calling 911. His picture is all over Facebook. If you go to our 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM Facebook page, of course, police departments or RPD, sheriff's department, your friends, hopefully they're all over. I've seen it all over Facebook this morning, but keep sharing it. Get a good look at that picture. I can't imagine this guy's going to hide very easily. He's tatted up. I'm guessing gang activity because he's tatted up from his entire neck is tatted up. He's got facial tattoos on his temples and looks like above his eyebrows, and he's got a goatee in this picture. But thinner man, 37, so late 30s. But get a good look at him online there, and then please, if you see this man, don't try to do nothing other than call law enforcement and report his whereabouts there. But take a good look at that if you get a chance. Hopefully they can get this guy. Time is of the essence. I've watched enough of those 48 hours and all those shows on TV. The longer he's out, the colder the trail gets. So if you see anything, get the word out on this one. All right, it is 13 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We've got high pressure in place covering most of our state for now, so things look good today. Fairly comfortable temperatures will stay around 85 on the afternoon high across the whole area, and we should get sunshine through the afternoon. Looks like mid-50s overnight and clear, and then we're in the mid to upper 80s and a sunny day coming up for us again tomorrow. Partly cloudy Tuesday night, fair on Wednesday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 63 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 63%. Winds currently out of the northwest at 3 miles per hour. Sunny today, mid-80s for a high, 85 officially, with north winds at around 5 miles per hour. For tonight, mostly clear. Overnight low of 55 degrees. Southeast winds right around 5 miles per hour. Tuesday, more of the same. Sunny skies. Once again, a high right around 85 degrees with northwest winds at 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, mostly clear with an overnight low of 55 once again. Just copy and paste today and tomorrow's weather. It's the same. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, mostly sunny, 84 for a high. Very similar to the rest of the week here. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday night, mostly clear, overnight low of 55. Then things warm up just a tad for the back half of the week. Thursday, sunny skies, a high of 88 expected. Friday, mostly sunny, highs in the 90s, 91 officially. Saturday, more of that, mostly sunny, highs once again right around 91. And sunny and 88 for Sunday after everything kind of wraps up out there at the Eastern New Mexico State Fair. So weather-wise, I don't think we could ask for much better for weather this week. I think we're going to be A-OK. All right, it is 9:15. Let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break. And then on the other side of the break, we'll play our interview with Adrienne, Josh, and Sergio talking about all the entertainment out there at this year's Eastern New Mexico State Fair. That's coming up on the other side. Do not go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Like most people, you're busy enjoying your life and taking care of today's priorities. But it's a good idea to think about your future. Will you have enough income to enjoy a comfortable lifestyle down the road? Time flies, so it's never too soon to create a financial strategy for your future. A super check from your local Farm Bureau agents can help make sure you're on track. Take control of your future and call Farm Bureau agents Caleb Grant, Jeff Weathers, and Chad Holloway in Roswell at 575-755-FBFS. For over 55 years, Sierra Blanca Motors has been serving the families of Southeast New Mexico with quality new and pre-owned vehicles. When you are ready to find your new Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Dodge, Buick, Chevy, or high-quality pre-owned vehicle, visit our Roswell location at 720 South Main Street or visit our location on Highway 70 in Ruidoso. And don't forget, you can see our entire lineup of vehicles at SierraBlancaMotors.com. Sierra Blanca Motors is a proud supporter of the Eastern New Mexico State Fair.
We serve all New Mexico. If you think it's hard to take out a home loan, those rumors are wrong. It's not true. Contact Loan Officer Elliot Rodriguez, MLS number 41002 at CMG Financial, phone number 719-237-4680. At CMG Financial, we can help. Experience extraordinary with CMG Financial, every customer, every time, no exceptions, no excuses. CMG Financial is a registered trade name of CMG Mortgage Incorporated, MLS 1820. CMG Mortgage Incorporated is equal opportunity lender. To verify complete list of the state's license, visit www.mlsconsumersaccess.org.
Equal fair housing is the right for everyone to have access to all housing opportunities without discrimination based on race, religion, national origin, sex, color, familial status, or disability.
Being in the Army National Guard is about more than just serving your country. It's about being there for your community when your neighbors need you most. The Army National Guard makes college affordable. Serving part-time lets you attend school full-time while you take advantage of education benefits that can help you graduate debt-free. If a civilian career is your goal, serving part-time allows you to work at a full-time job. The skills, qualities, and contacts you'll develop in the Guard can open doors to a great civilian career. Want to serve but worried about being away from friends and family? Part-time service in the Army National Guard allows you to serve close to home. Serving in the Army National Guard lets you have the life you want while you enjoy the many benefits of serving your community and nation. You owe it to yourself to learn more about how the Army National Guard can fit into your life. Visit NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Sigmund Freud once believed that cocaine could be used to help treat a morphine addiction. Mike used bacon to get over his addiction to beef. Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us in studio this morning, talking some Eastern New Mexico State Fair. We've got, well, we're hours away, technically. Not to make anybody nervous. Or nothing, but we are. We're hours away, but we have Adrian Ragsdale, Josh Ragsdale, and Sergio Jimenez joining us this morning. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Welcome back for most of you. Welcome. I think first time we've had you on,
yes,
Sergio.
Sir.
So welcome.
Thank you.
Good deal. So we're focusing on this conversation on all the awesome entertainment that's on tap for next week at the fair. This is I'm not gonna lie, this is a big lineup. Like, I mean, you guys have had good lineups in the past. I'm not trying to, but I feel like this one's kind of a little more over the top than years past. Am I on base? Or am I just remembering it differently?
I feel like it's pretty big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on point.
Yeah, I kind of feel like, because I was like, man, there's like a lot of, what happens generally is you guys get stuff, and Josh, this is your business, so you know, a lot of times what you guys have is you'll see guys that come to the fair, you know, it's particularly like your country artists, and next thing you know, they come here, and then like hits start blowing up on the radio like 6 months later. Yeah. Some of these bands are in the same path, but some of them already got it. Like Sundance Head, Little River, Dirty River Band. These bands are kind of established already. These aren't. I mean, they're trying to eat like the rest of us, but you know what I mean. They kind of got their reputation precedes them a bit. You know what I mean? You know, so that's cool.
And Colton.
Yeah, another one. Same thing. You know, these guys are all kind of at that point where. I don't know if we're going to be able to get them at the fair anymore because, quite frankly, they're going to be doing arena shows and things that are, you know, bigger paydays for them. So.
Yeah, Sundance. We had him earlier this year, so there's a few people out there that got to kind of get a little taste of him.
Yeah,
and he is phenomenal.
Yeah, he was out at the Liberty. What about 3 months ago?
Yeah,
2 months ago?
I think it was in May.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So if you missed that one, or you were like, dude, that guy was awesome. Make sure you're out at the fair on Friday.
Sean just said he was like, it's the new era of Chris Stapleton. It's kind of like a blues rock.
Yeah, and Sean's more of authority on it than I am. I'm 48 and kind of set in my ways, so I like one band and that's all I listen to.
Rush?
No, Metallica. I'm that old crotchety guy that's like, but anyway, I'm in the minority. I'm very aware of that. But really, and I think what also is a little different this year is you kind of shifted it all to like, you know, even in years past to be like Monday night we got a concert. Now it's like no, Wednesday on, it's game on. We're gonna hit you hard and heavy, like the back half of from Wednesday on. It's game on with entertainment. I mean, it's great entertainment as far as the concerts, which by the way, all these concerts are free with your admission into the fair. So when you buy a ticket to get into the fair, you're getting Sundance Head and Colton Dixon and all these guys. That's you've paid for it. It's there, so you get to enjoy these concerts. So basically, you're gonna come out to the fair, pay your $10 to enjoy the fair, ride the rides, and now you get a free concert.
I don't think you can find a better deal than that.
I guarantee.
Absolutely.
I guarantee you're not going to see Sundance Head for $10 anywhere else.
Or Colton.
Or Colton Dixon or any of these bands, Sherry Rowe, you name it. Any of the Tejano bands. Those I would guess those guys. And this is where I'm not that knowledgeable, but in the world, these guys are rock stars, right? I mean, these for Tejano and regional Mexican and that style of music. This is like Foo Fighters and things coming through for us, right?
Right.
Am I pretty close?
No,
on
you're right on it.
Yeah. It's a big deal. I mean, so and again, with your pricing, you pay $10, you're getting a big night there. Let's focus on some. Talk about Thursday night's entertainment.
So Thursday night Tremendos are a band that kind of developed from La Senda Norteña. La Senda Norteña, it's a regional Mexican band.
Okay.
That they started in the El Paso area and then moved into central Mexico, and then they did a big explosion.
Okay.
So 2 years ago when COVID hit, when the leader from Los Tremendos, the Nuevo León, he decides, you know what, I'm ready. I have thought about during all this COVID stuff to go on my own. So he decides to start the TikTok, the whole thing, and next thing you know, he explodes.
Okay.
So they were in Roswell a few months back in same situation, home run, and everything was reopening. Everybody's it's not impossible they're going to be here.
Sure.
It happens that fair comes in when he's going to be like nearby on Saturday. He goes like, yes, we'll work on you. It will be on a Thursday night, but we'll be in Roswell again.
Oh, cool.
They love the people, and
so he kind of lucked out a little bit.
Yeah, so
on
it was
kind
of like perfect timing, perfect everything.
The planets aligned.
So on Thursday night, we'll have them as our headliner.
Okay.
We have a little bit of Tejano with local band Grupo Maldad. And then we have more Norteño, also locally with Los Consentidos from Ciudad Juárez.
Very good. And if you can't get enough on Thursday, come out Saturday where we got another set of great bands that are going to be doing more. Is it Tejano Regional Mexican again? Or is it more,
on Saturday night, there's no Tejano at all. It's also regional Mexican. It's a new style that's coming out with guitars.
Okay.
Kind of like norteño sensation, but with nothing but guitars and drum sets.
Okay. So it's all strings and drums.
Yes, it's like a new style.
Okay.
Headlining the night is Los Culpables and Su Estilo Diferente.
Okay.
And then we have Edición de Rancho, and also both bands are from Mexico Regional. And we have Conjunto Bengala, also they're from the Odessa Midland area.
Okay.
But they're also like, when we told them like, yes, we wanna grow our market, we wanna start going. So actually, their visas got approved late July.
Oh wow!
Because they weren't approving visas.
Okay.
So
again, another lucky hand.
Yeah. So when they got their visas approved,
squeaking it in.
I was one of the first ones that they called their guy like, hey, like, is that offer still there that we could perform at your local fair? We're trying to fill up our. So how it works with the Mexican bands, they have to perform a certain amount of shows in the U.S. for them to be able to renew. And if they're like community events and events that they can show immigration, so it helps them, it helps us, and we all win.
Gotcha.
And
so in essence, they kind of got to do a little bit of outreach, to basically be allowed to keep the visa.
Correct.
And so we kind of benefit from that.
Yeah, and it's another situation where like TikTok in their career has been through this COVID thing.
Sure.
Like help them explode and grow their fan base.
Can I get off subject a little bit and ask you guys, and Josh, I want you to weigh in on this too because of your day job here. How's TikTok and social media changed the game as far as getting bands and getting? I imagine it's got to be easier because it almost sells the bands itself for you guys, where you guys as promoters and things are like, hey, you're going to love this band, and because you're going to trust me, you're going to love them, you're going to hear them. Now they're all over TikTok, and you don't have to do all. I mean, does it change the game for you as a guy trying to book bands and promote bands and things like that?
It's even like a genre now.
Okay.
So agents will reach out and they're like, we have a whole like TikTok lineup. And I'm like, so it took me kind of a minute to realize what was going on.
Sure.
But it's like a whole genre. In fact, we had a couple shows, one last year with this kid named Chris Renzema, and he's a Christian artist, but he was same type of deal. Like he uploaded his video on TikTok and he got like 4 million followers or whatever instantly.
Wow.
And then Chris Tomlin, who's a major Christian artist, took him out on tour, and like, we had him here in Roswell, and like 150 people came, and it was all because of TikTok.
Wow. Now, are we getting like a new wave of that every time there's like a new social media platform? Because I mean, like when YouTube kind of blew up, we had your Biebers and all that. They're of YouTube fame here, and I mean, is this like the next evolution of that with TikTok and whatever's going to be happening after that? You think? Or?
It's crazy. I mean, YouTube's so strong. Like we had that guy JP Sears, the comedian, and he was a YouTube sensation.
Yeah,
it is. It's like there's different just platforms that people are succeeding on, and hopefully they.
But do they share audiences, or are they all complete different audiences?
I think it's just another vehicle for like. I
think
it's
just, there like demographics that go into TikTok don't necessarily go to YouTube. Or
totally.
Yeah. Okay.
I think so.
I know, like Facebook's like us old people now or something, but. Like it's the Etzel of social media now,
right.
but I was just wondering about that. Yeah. It was different. We were talking about that, and of course it makes sense. But I didn't think about how does this regional Mexican and Tejano music, how's it spread so quick? And it's the internet. It's TikTok.
And
it's this.
The thing is, like with the Tejano stuff, it if you would ask somebody 2 years ago, that Tejano has died. Like Tejano is gone, long gone. Only older folks will listen to it. Well, guess what? Tejano's coming back again.
So you start got the tone. The
tone is coming back. Everybody thinks it's a new sensation. I'm like, it's not.
What's the Mexican version of OK Boomer?
It's gonna be kind of a wapango.
So you listen to Tejano in the first one. That's OK Boomer.
It's kind of like that with country music. Like like 90s country now, like is like more popular than almost as popular as it was in the 90s.
Okay.
Yeah, like that old classic.
It's
sound
interesting
is
how
like kind of recycled.
Yeah,
it's weird how things ebb and flow, isn't it?
My daughter was doing a TikTok dance to like 90s country last night.
Yeah.
And I was just like, how do you know all of these words?
Yeah.
And I was like, this is like, I listened to this when I was your age.
I'm not going to lie. I see like high school kids and stuff now, and I'm like, I think the fashions that I grew up with are coming back.
Yeah.
Like I'm starting to, I saw someone the other way, roll their pants. I'm like, what? Are you rolling your pants?
Dude, the
pinch and roll?
Yeah, the fold.
I was like, that was big in my day, and then it got really cold really quick. But is it coming back again? I was kind of surprised when I saw a kid with his pants rolled up. I was like, uh-oh.
That's funny.
Don't make me start rolling my pants again. Don't make me put friendship pins on my sneakers. But I know this. Come out next week. And the weather's going to be perfect. Don't forget. I know this is the actual the rides, the amusement, the right amusements. That's starting tonight. As long as this weather cooperates. Tonight and tomorrow, you get your pre-ride on. Come out there. Get your unlimited ride armbands, or whoever you do. Come on out there, and then we even got a livestock show on Saturday too, which you can come on out. Yep. And then don't forget Monday, 10 a.m. The parade's going to get underway here, starting at the Wool Bowl, heading south towards the Ashley Home Store. Line up anywhere on Main Street, get you a spot there, and then after that, ta-da! Come on out to the fairgrounds and let's get this party started. And then, like you said, and of course, Rocket the Robot, like you said, is going to be back. So one of the most popular pop-ups at the fair every year. So as you're out and about eating your corn dogs and riding the rides, don't be on the lookout. Rocket's going to be lingering around and saying hi to everybody. Another great performance that you're going to want to catch while you're out, and it's going to be every day, is the Pirates of the Colombian Caribbean, which is think of Pirates of the Caribbean meets the pirate show in Vegas with the swinging and swashbuckling and all. They do acrobatic stuff, and they got the pirate ship, and
they have some really cool stuff.
Yeah, and that's gonna be behind the commercial
and they're real
building.
Pirates, so
they're real pirates. They're Somali. No, just kidding. Jokes. Just kidding.
Oh, that's funny. You're going to be getting a call later today.
Probably. Won't be the first time. But that's cool. So they'll come in, and that's they have the pirate ship and everything. Is that going to be behind the commercial building or right?
So we've extended that line.
Yeah, it's
behind,
a little different when you're out there.
So they'll be back there, and then that's where our main
Look for the big
stage
boat.
will be, and we have all kinds of stuff. It's kind of exciting how we really are bigger and better than ever before.
Yeah, the stages.
Like literally entertainment,
physically,
kids, family, the whole thing. It's cool.
It's going to be a great fair. It's put it this way. They've been working on this for 2 years, really. Yeah. Or you have 1 year to work on a fair because there was no fair last year. This is 2 years of planning and anticipating. So I guarantee all the people, the folks here in this room, every one of the board members, the staff, they're as excited about getting this fair underway as you are as coming out to it. So let's support it. Let's come on out. Free parking. Again, parents, I'm not going to tell you 100 times, drive into the parking lot, drop your kids off if you're going to do that. Don't drop them off out on the highway and do all that. You're going to give the sheriff's department and everyone else nightmares because it's just unsafe, and people are kind of confused anyway coming in and out. They see a bunch of barrels and I don't know which way to go, and so that creates a little confusion. So we don't want to add to that by having kids trying to cross the street at the same time with all that going on. So you don't have to worry about getting hit for parking. Just pull into
Come on in.
Come on in. And if you want, park yourself and walk around. And like I said earlier, spy on your kids. I don't care. Don't tell them, Well, you be the guy with the creepy mustache in the corner wondering if they're behaving themselves over there, But, and then, of course, get to the concerts. come out and get to the show. You can blend in and hide there if you're spying on.
You're definitely getting phone calls.
Well, that was from the kids. Apparently, that's a good idea. Let me write that down. Mustache, got it. But really, but Wednesday night, October 6th, 7 p.m., Colton Dixon. That's kind of the official kickoff.
So there's what's called Christ Collective that's opening for them.
Oh, okay.
So it's George Munoz and Ben Allender from Christchurch.
Okay.
Who are opening the show.
And what time they start? About 6? Or are they going to start 7?
About 6.
Okay,
I think it's like 6:30 is the exact time. But
so get there, maybe get there early, get you a meal.
Yeah, those guys are great. They just opened for Kane, a big Christian artist that we had. And
okay.
Crowd loves them, and they have a bunch of cool originals, and they just have a great crowd.
Wow.
And so they're opening, and then Colton, who won American Idol.
I'm bad at.
I know.
Like they won or
they kind of get blended up. Anyway,
well, and at this point, you don't have to win it to succeed.
Yeah.
You get in a name, and you're top 5.
He's got like a top 10 Christian hit right now with Miracles.
Okay.
And then he's out with Danny Goki.
Okay.
Who did win, and I call that the American Idol tour.
Okay.
So we're actually getting him. They're on that tour, and they have a day off, and so that's how this kind of.
So we lucked out again.
Yeah.
We lucked out on a lot of these things. Pretty much both regional Mexican nights is lucked out, and now we're seeing Wednesday night too. So just the right place, right time.
Meant to be.
Sure. Maybe we should do the Fair of Destiny. The Fair of Destiny. I feel like a whole rock thing. Yeah, we got a whole
You
deal.
definitely don't want to miss it.
So that's Wednesday night. Again, that's included in your price and the admission. And then, of course, we talked about Thursday. We talked about Saturday. Then Friday night, Sherry Rowe kicks off the lineup there. But then Jody Nix. So if you love your classic country and that swing, Texas swing style music, you'll love that Jody Nix. And then, of course, Sundance Head and the Dirty River Boys. That's your Red Bird Dirt, almost rock like.
Yeah, the Dirty River Boys kind of have like a rock thing.
Yeah, that's like a southern bluesy rock style to me. That's kind of, you could easily call that. I mean, you could put them in like your CCRs and your, you know what I mean, where they kind of put a foot in that country, but a foot in that rock world.
They have
too.
a lot of energy.
Yeah,
too. They put on a great show.
Yeah,
they're from El Paso.
Okay, originally that's where they're from.
Yeah,
okay.
And so it was kind of, and I've been trying to work with them for a long time.
Yeah,
Adrian's a fan of theirs, and so
I almost think they're southern rock. That's what I feel like. They're. It's. I mean, it's got that bluesy feel with the harmonicas and all that, but it's still got that dirty, that gritty rock sound to it. You know, which I kind of dig. So.
And then Sundance, he reminds me of like a. Almost like a Stevie Ray Vaughan, like power trio. Because they're just a 3-piece.
Yeah, okay.
And they bring it, though.
Okay. Yeah, they sound great. They're very, like, to me, they're almost that, like, new country sound to me. Like, when I'm not the best judge here, but, like, when I hear their music.
Because you like Metallica.
Probably, yeah. I'm not the authority. But to me, I hear their songs, and I feel like that's, like, currently what you're hearing in the hits on country today. Like, that's what country music sounds like today.
He's got a big sound.
Yeah,
sure.
That's kind of how they kind of vibe to me.
He's a sweet guy too. He's a really nice guy.
Good. So is his name Sundance Head, or is that just the band?
No, that's really his name.
Okay.
And his wife's name is Misty.
Misty Head.
Yep. And she's his manager. And
they got their son Foggy.
Maybe. But they're real sweet, and that's his name.
Do you refer to him as Mr. Head when you talk to him on the phone?
No, I don't know. No comment.
Excuse me, Mr. Head, but thank you. That'd just be fun to say. Or Mr. Sundance.
It has it's a story about his name with his.
I'm sure there's
his dad.
Is that? Oh, that's his legal name. That wasn't like a stage name.
No, that's like his legal name.
Wow,
that's what I'm saying. It's like there's like a whole story about it.
I would love to.
You can
hear that.
find it. I've read it somewhere.
I'd like to check that out. Come check them out. Come see them again. They'll be playing Friday night here. Everything will get underway Friday at about 6 for the concerts.
I think
Sherry goes on about
5.
Okay.
She's
gonna break it in.
Okay, sweet. So
she's
get
been
there.
here before. She's really
Sherry Rowe's been
back.
here a couple times, hasn't she? At least twice, I think, off the top of my head. But she's beautiful voice, beautiful singer,
beautiful girl.
Yeah, she's definitely. I mean, she's the opening act, but you're like, she probably would close at other places. You know what I mean?
She could definitely. If we could have worked it out, she would have been the headliner a different night. But that was one of those. We're just happy to have her.
Absolutely. Well, it's the planets align. The planets align. So, all right. So I'm going to put each of you on the spot. Band you're most excited to see at the fair this year. Your one seed of all. Sergio, we'll start with you.
Los Tremendos.
That's your one seed. You can't. You're like, I'm going to be the fanboy on the side.
No,
over here. All right, I got you. Sign my suit. Josh, your band you're most excited to see.
It's either Colton or Dirty River Boys.
Okay.
Tie.
It's a tie.
Colton Dixon or Dirty River.
Good news is you can see them both.
That's right.
You don't have to choose. All right, Adrian, your one seed.
I'm pretty excited to see Colton Dixon.
Okay.
I'm also a total Dirty River Boys. They're just so dang fun.
So you're kind of the same. It's in the blood, I guess.
Well, and it's like I'm so excited about all of them. That's a really tough question because I'm like, I can't wait.
I know, it's like picking your favorite kid. Well, I get you.
I love learning new music. So all of the guys that Sergio's bringing, I'm like, I can't wait to see.
Just to be exposed to new things.
So that I understand and know about it. Yeah.
And that's it too. Like you said, one of the bands here, it's kind of a newer style. So is it? So again, you were saying with strings, so it's all guitars and drums, right?
Yeah. So it's 4 guitars and there's a drum set.
Okay.
Kind of the bass
sound.
Like
if you could compare it to something, what would you compare it to?
Kind of like the acoustic country music.
Okay.
Kind of like the mellow, but it still gives you that norteño feeling to want to dance.
I got you.
So it's kind of like a mellow music, but it wants to get you to dance.
Okay. Is it a little mysterious-y kind of? You know how? Because sometimes you can kind of get those haunting sounds. Does it have some of that going on?
Kind of. It's a weird style that just developed off social media.
Is it kind of folky? Like it's more like story-driven?
Kind of.
You know how country music's really story-driven and things like that?
It's basically what it is. It's just, it's a different taste, a different sound.
Okay.
And the younger generation adapted to it tremendously. So it just exploded. Yeah.
Right. Those guys are Thursday or Friday?
Saturday.
There's a Saturday.
Yeah, there's a Saturday.
So check them out. What's the name of that band again?
It is Edición de Rancho and Los Culpables.
Oh, so there's two
and
bands.
Su Estilo Diferente.
Okay.
So they call themselves it's our fault. That's the definition of Los Culpables. Where it's our fault and it's our different style.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You can blame us for this change. Gotcha.
Technically.
It's our fault and we'll take credit for it.
So they're the ones that literally, and now you have a bunch of bands copying that style, but these are the original creators of this style.
Well, that's kind of the mentality of rock music. You know, how rock music, that's we're the revolutionary, we do it our way. And so maybe this is like a rock music starts taking that path in Mexican music world and kind of finds its niche that way. So,
totally.
Yeah, that's cool. So again, it's all happening next week. It gets the fair fun gets underway tonight, but entertainment, the whole fair, everything gets underway. I think your best resource, and I've been saying this all week, go to the Eastern New Mexico State Fair website, www.enmsf.com. You can see the entire lineup of everything we just talked about here. Not only that, but you can see the fair book that's got the schedule of all the shows, the livestock shows, the times and everything for other entertainment. Everything that's going on out there, you'll find that information. Prices, special days. I know like Senior Day, I heard yesterday we got there might be a possibility that some of the activities are going to be happening at the fair for Senior Day next week.
The second it hit that it wasn't happening in the exact same fashion that it has been, people pull together.
People stepped up.
Yeah.
Good. So Wednesday, it was going to be Senior Day. Again, senior citizens, high school seniors, you go on Student Day. Just point that out.
Which is every day.
Yes.
For $10.
But the they're going to have some special stuff that for seniors on Wednesday here on top of your free admission into the fair and everything else. Of course, Friday is once again also going to be our special needs day for students with special needs things, and they've got some planned activities.
Right.
So those are game on still.
Right.
Again, go to the Eastern New Mexico State Fair website. You can find out all this information at your leisure on all of that. The other important thing you need to like and follow is the Eastern New Mexico State Fair Facebook page, especially on days you plan to go out to the fair and things, because anytime there's any change, weather related or act of God related, or somebody forgot to do something related, whatever happens, anytime there's a change.
It can be a good surprise.
It could be a good surprise. Or, surprise, Elvis showed up. I don't know about that one. But
I do think The Mandalorian is coming in a couple days.
Oh, nice. So, but how are you?
He's supposed to be coming.
How are you going to know if that happens? We won't unless you follow and like the Facebook page. Because anytime there's an update or a change, the fair instantly puts it up there. That's how generally we, the radio guys, get that kind of information and everything. So I'm kind of giving you inside skinny. Just that way you can cut out the middleman. All right, our concert's going to be a little late or whatever because of weather, but we can finish getting ready and then we'll, whatever. It'll help you with your plans. But
go check out our artists' Facebook page, and there, go find them on.
Are there links and everything on the website too?
Well, I mean, if you know how to use Facebook, just look at their name and search it.
There you go. Type. The keyboard there. Hit the box and then type. Search.
There should be links, but if you have trouble scrolling and finding them, just do it the old-fashioned way. Type in their name.
Just Siri.
or if you need like me, especially if you're going to look up some of the regional Mexican and Tejano bands, you might need the website is a cheat sheet on how to spell them.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Because a couple initials off there, and you're looking at something totally different.
Yeah, like I need the copy and paste. Copy, paste it.
It's like, wow, this fair's gonna be wild if I'm looking at this. But come on out. Let's have some fun. Come out, come out for the parade on Monday. Guess we've had, it's been 2 years since we've been able to do this. Come on out. Let's make this the best fair ever and just have fun.
And the fair board has worked super hard.
Absolutely.
They've done a great job putting this together.
And here's a little tip that many know, but many don't know. It's some of the great leadership that the fair has just relied on for years. They've retired. They're kind of. I mean, I'm sure there's still a lot of brain picking going on there. But as far as now we've had new people come and step up or I say new people. Younger people having to kind of come and fill the roles and take leadership roles and things. So it's not only are we having an awesome fair, but we're getting to kind of see like the fresh ideas, fresh opportunities here too, and on top of that. So, but you guys had basically a Herculean task of filling the Hobson's footsteps, which
those are some big boots.
But I think you guys pulled it off. I think we're going to have an outstanding fair. It's going to be a great time, and come on out. Don't forget to say hi to Jim Gill, our Grand Marshal, while you're out there at the parade and all that. Speaking of icons in our community, that's all this year. Again, go to the fair website, enmsf.com, or just Google Eastern New Mexico State Fair if you don't remember any of that. That way you can, and then like you said, you can go and kind of Facebook and hear some songs and see the different artists and be like, and then who knows? You might be that person singing out in the concert. Like, that one knows the words. Oh my goodness, I got a fan. No, I'm just kidding. But it's gonna be a great time. Come out. Don't forget. I haven't said it yet, but I'm gonna say it one more time. Take a picture of your kids in their current outfits before you enter into the fair. Because every year we just, kids get lost. It's what happens. But it'll make that process so much easier, faster. Don't forget, in the commercial building, parents, families, it's the sheriff's department, right, that's doing it. They're going to have the armbands.
The search and rescue.
Search and rescue, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Chaves County Search and Rescue. They've got, they're going to have a booth there where you can get armbands for your children. And then you can write your phone number and contact information. Therefore, if the child gets separated, and someone sees that armband on them, they're like, oh, let's call your parents here and let's get you. So that's an extra step that you can take to help ensure that when families get separated, because it just happens at the fair, that you're able to put them back together a little bit easier. So just a pro tip for next week. So is there anything we missed? Anything we wanted to share that we got sidebarred on or sidetracked on or anything? Did we get it all? Got it all? Right on. Again, if anybody has any questions, go to the fair website, enmsf.com. Follow the Eastern New Mexico State Fair on Facebook and get your butt out to the fair. Have some fun with us. So, well, thank you guys.
Well, thank you.
Man, you've been on the show as much as I have this week. But next week, we'll see y'all next week. We're all out at the fair. Come on out and have some fun. So, thanks, guys. We'll see you next time, okay?
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
All right.
I believe a funeral should reflect your loved one's personality, passion, and sense of humor. When you lose a loved one, we're here because at LaGrone Funeral Chapel and Crematory, we make it personal.
900 South Main, Roswell.
The 99th Annual Eastern New Mexico State Fair is here, and that means all the food, the fun, the rides, and of course, the amazing concerts. Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Don't miss American Idol Season 11 contender Colton Dixon. Then Friday night starting at 6, it's an evening of some of the best in red dirt country, including Sherry Rowe. The Dirty River Boys. Sundance Head. If you're gonna love her, leave her wild. And Jody Nix.
Play your best for me, twin fiddles, turn me on.
Best of all, your admission to these amazing concerts is absolutely free with your admission to the fair. Find out more. Go to enmsf.com for all the need-to-know info on the 99th Annual Eastern New Mexico State Fair.
As the school year comes to an end and COVID restrictions start to ease, don't lose sight of the lessons learned. Cover your cough, positive personal hygiene, respect one another, show and tell others you love them. Fiscal and social responsibility are great ways to show your love. This is Damon Graham, your local New York Life agent. I can help you show your love to others. Call me at 575-623-0803 so we can determine how you best can show your love. Expect to be blessed.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The Goodyear Rubber Company researched and concluded that shoes wear out faster on the right foot than on the left. To fix this, just walk backwards for half the day. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:51. Got a few minutes here before we wrap up today's show. I was just kind of looking at the Eastern New Mexico State Fair fair book here and kind of looking at what's on tap out at the fair today. And let's see. They start with the Rabbit Show at 8 o'clock this morning. That's already under the way. Of course, the parade getting underway here in just a few minutes as well. The market swine classifications, they're doing all that's the show's not today, but the weigh-ins and all that. Commercial building and all that scheduled to open up at noon today. Commercial building, the arts and crafts building. They're doing a Halloween magic scratch mask face demo and contest from 4 to 9 today. Community collective wall hangings and all that stuff. They're going to have their event from 4 to 9 today. Carnival, according to this, says noon to 11 today. So I imagine it'll open up. And then the other big livestock show will be at 5 o'clock this evening for the Dairy Heifer Show. Many of our shows and many of the shows for this week's Eastern New Mexico State Fair you will find available at the fair, obviously. But tell your out-of-town friends and family you can watch many of these shows at our website. Just log on to ksvptv.com. There you'll find a channel all to itself, the Eastern New Mexico State Fair channel, and there you can go in and watch live and on demand all the shows throughout the week that we're going to be covering on there. I think most of them, there's a few we're not, but for the most part, we're covering them all out there. So in the ones we're not, it's generally logistics, the building that they normally do the things, not doing it in that one, they're doing it somewhere else. And it's kind of hard to move all those cameras and closed circuit stuff when they move the venue. So it's a little tricky on that. So, but most of the stuff we'll be carrying and all that good stuff. So go to ksvptv.com to find your shows there. Tell your out-of-town friends and family. If you're here local and you're able to, I know, I get it. You got to work or whatever. That's life. You gotta pay the bills. Got to put food on the table. I get you. But if you're able to, go on out and enjoy the shows out there. I know folks come out to the fair and enjoy the rides and the building and the commercial building and the education building and food and all that good stuff. That's all fun. But visit some of these livestock shows. Check them out. Go out to the livestock ring and check out a show or two while you're out at the fair and see all the hard work these kids do. It's fun to watch, actually, to watch some of those shows, even if you don't know a thing about farming and ranching, because I definitely fit in that category. I grew up in D.C., Maryland, and I mean, there were farms and ranches near me. I just didn't go to them or work at them. I was a city slicker. Worked, I don't have a lot of knowledge. So, but I still go watch the livestock shows and stuff, and just as entertained, even though if I'm not really sure what they're looking at or what, and I think most of us, unless you're into that world, you're not knowing what the judge is doing when they're touching the back ends of these animals and the legs, and they're looking for something, but we don't know. It just looks weird to us, but it's really cool to watch. It's definitely check it out. So definitely support the kids, and of course they'll have the junior livestock sale Saturday morning, and that's kind of the big Super Bowl for these kids where they have the big auctions. And by the way, we've said it every time. I know we always hear about the big numbers, and someone paid a crazy amount of money for one of these animals, and because it's money for the kids, it's college, it's their college seed money, it's their project seed money. So at this auction, people generally pay more than what these animals are worth. However, not all of us are made of money. I get you. I couldn't do what those people do either. I'm a radio guy, but there's buy-ins and things. So if you want to support but only got $20 or $10 or $50 or $100, whatever it is, $5. You can kind of get in on buy-ins with the group and say, I'd like to add in another 20 to that one for that kid or something like that. So that's a great way for us lay folk can get involved. They can't afford to shell out, big coin for some of these animals and things like that. But great way you can get involved and help. And like I said, every little bit helps these kids. So get in there and just, like a lot of folks, they'll just say, hey, I'm going to put in $20 for every kid in the thing or something like that. You can do all that. They understand that it's now we're rewarding these kids for their hard work and effort, and because just to get to that part in the show is a big deal and everything else. So it's really cool. So support these kids any way we can, but definitely come on out and have some fun starting today. And like I said, the fair parade is just minutes away. So hopefully you're getting your spot on the main street as we speak, or making your way out to there. Again, anywhere between College on the north end and on the south end of Main Street over by the Ashley Home Store. Anywhere in between that. The north end College, south end Ashley Home Store, anywhere in between that on Main Street. You'll get a good spot there for the Eastern New Mexico State Fair Parade. I will tell you again, as I do for new folks and never been out to this before, right around the Chaves County Courthouse lawn, that's where the judges are. That's where the main, if there's any performances or anything as part of some of the fair entries, that's where that'll take place. It's also probably going to be the most crowded area on the parade route, is right downtown in the Chaves County Courthouse lawn area. There's plenty of parking on both sides of Main Street downtown. So don't worry about getting a spot. Come on out and get ready for the fair, or start migrating. I know businesses and stuff are already closing their doors. So if you're out and about, you're probably not going to get a lot of traveling around town the next hour or two here, as the main street's already closed off for all that stuff. That's the cool part about the fair. And this is something I miss from, or I didn't really get to experience growing up in Maryland and things like that, where we have a county fair and all of that, or where the state fair was not near us. Growing up in Maryland, it was up north in Timonium, but and I'm not sure if it's still there or not. But we were down in southern Maryland, Charles County. That's where I spent a good hunk of my teenage years, and participate in the fair and all that. But it wasn't like here. I mean, yeah, they get support and things, but it's not the whole community involved. Like football here, the whole community. Where there, it's not. I mean, Roswell, it's more closer to Roswell than it is Artesia. And what I mean by that is, I lived in a town where, kids went to 6 different high schools, maybe. There wasn't like a one high school deal. So there wasn't that kind of town loyalty to a team. It's a big city area. We're suburbs of D.C., so they've got higher level sports that kind of take more of the media attention than your high school sports do. But fair's the same way. It's not everybody in town's involved with it, unlike here, where they don't have a parade where they shut down the road and all that stuff. We didn't get that kind of stuff growing up. So to experience that here, and the fact that it like the whole town kind of says, oh, it's fair day. It's our little holiday where its kids are off school. Some of these downtown businesses, a lot of them will be closed up for the fair, and other bigger businesses, banks and what have you, will be closed during the fair parade time. Because it's the main street and no one can get around, but But yeah, it's kind of cool that the whole community kind of gets behind it, involved. So enjoy it. Be a part of it. Not all communities are lucky enough to have this kind of stuff. All right, we got to go. That's going to do it for us. If you missed any of our interviews, you can check them out, ksvptv.com in the Mornings with Mike Winters channel. They're all there to watch and check out at your leisure. Have an awesome day. Have fun out at the fair today. Enjoy your day off for those that get to do that. We'll be back bright and early, 7 a.m. tomorrow with an all-new show. Less fair, more other stuff, but more fair nonetheless. Have a great day, everybody.
Roswell's home for talk radio is 106.5 FM, KEN.